No BS is presented by Screamin' Sicilian Premium Craft Frozen Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screaming is about. Now, Billy and Armin on the game.
No BS on the game, ready to go and on the lookout and trying to keep ourselves from getting sentelled all day long. It's Billy Schmidt. It's Armin Sari. And it's a Dave Gasser production. And we're with you until a little after noon when we hand it off to the Mike Heller Show. But just trying to keep ourselves afloat and not step on any rakes here, Armin. That's what you like to say about teams that are going through a tough part of the schedule.
Don't step on the rakes.
Step on any rakes, and you nearly did right as we were getting onto this radio program. But on this beautiful Thursday where we got Matt LePay and Paul Wagner joining us, we can't. We just got to be clean out of the gates and get ourselves to the second hour.
Yes, indeed. Don't step on any rakes. Don't get sentelled. You know, you can get tennis centelled too. There's a tennis centell out there.
That's what I heard.
Apparently,
that's what I heard.
You can get tennis centelled. Now, I think the funny thing about it is Centell had Thibodeau getting fired by the Knicks. And
that one proved to be right.
It actually came true like the next day or something like that. So that was pretty wild.
Well, they say you throw enough at the wall and something might stick.
Well, and truth is stranger than fiction. That's the other thing they say as well. You know,
that's a good one right there.
You know,
as well.
Truth is stranger than fiction. You know, art imitates life. Life creates art. You know, that's not the case here, but
yeah.
You know.
Well, in speaking of the art, these sweet hats that you and I are rocking
man,
here
it's actually pretty comfortable hat, to be honest with you. I like it. You know,
big fan of the hats that we are rocking, that we are going to be enjoying Summerfest. Big gig coming up in the end of the month when you get 3 weekends of some of the best live music and the biggest music festival in the country, world's biggest music festival, right here in our backyard. You enjoy it, and you should. Like we're trying to urge our friend Nick Brusewitz to be able to do here for the first time after we found that out yesterday. That was an L. However, I think they settled that debate on the Heller program yesterday of what was the biggest hole in his game. And luckily, I think that can get rectified. And hole in my game is not knowing who I'm going to go see at Summerfest this year. Although I do know one group that I go and see at Summerfest every year. Drew and KB.
I was going to say Drew and KB.
Drew and KB at the Lake House is something that you have to be able to go and witness each and every year. I generally also like to go and get corn and then potentially go and talk to Hunter about how the corn is.
How's the corn? That's a big thing. I thought maybe you were going to see Megan Thee Stallion as well. Benson Boone is popping everywhere. Benson Boone
is a banger, apparently.
Yeah, everyone loves Benson Boone. The Booners, or what do they call them? The Booner.
Maybe that's what they call them. Yeah, 100%.
My man James Taylor is going to be there. I know Mike Heller wants to be at that show. I don't know if he will be, but I know he wants to be.
I'm waiting for Kool and the Gang to return.
Oh my goodness, this morning
because I was just jamming some Kool and the Gang. And sometimes you need a little pick me up on a day like today, where it's a nice day outside. It's fantastic. You got a great game last night that maybe kept some of us awake a little bit past our bedtime on game 1 of the Stanley Cup final with Edmonton and Florida playing banger of an overtime classic that goes all the way down to the final seconds of the first overtime period until the home team ends up winning and they play La Bamba and the place is just jamming up there in Canada.
And that's what I love about sports traditions, like why Edmonton, Alberta, Northern Canada, like, you know, we're like salt of the earth Canada. Why La Bamba? Who knows? But that's just what it is.
It's a party.
And they absolutely love it. I saw Edmonton. I believe this is true. They went around to get ice from all the home rinks from all the Canadian players, and they put it to, I guess they melted though. It's water. Ice is water. And they put that on the ice.
Breaking news.
We got
Hold on here.
Yes. This is breaking news.
Big news.
Breaking news. From Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
At 9:22 on June 5th, Armin Sarian making the proclamation that ice is indeed water. Sorry,
the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, never more proud to be part of that. Let me tell you, they've never been more proud.
Okay, so they melted the water
out there on Gulf
and then
Road,
refroze it of all the ice from the rinks,
the home rinks and ice. So I think that's pretty cool. You know, the heart and soul of Canada. You know, they're doing the whole thing there, and they want to let you know this is our game. That's their.
It is their game. It is their game, and they were partying last night.
A comeback fashion too. Draisaitl, man, what a banger of a first Stanley
awesome
Cup
game. And
let's get the under. That wouldn't have been good. Yeah.
Well, you were at least put out of your misery pretty quickly.
That's true.
I mean, like when there's a goal in the first minute, I'm probably on team wrong side here.
Right.
And when it gets tied up at 3, game's going to end on the opposite side of it. But it was fantastic. You mentioned it that it's Canada's game. They still have not won, and this does always hit me in the face with reality. They've not won a Stanley Cup, them being Canada.
Yeah.
In my lifetime.
No.
1993, last time the Habs were able to hoist the cup and win it for Canada. It was Edmonton in 90, their last time winning.
Correct.
And
the funny thing is, a lot of Canadians don't even like Montreal. Sorry, go ahead.
They don't like Montreal. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But watching it last night and seeing Wayne Gretzky on the call, this is just a little bit different deal, especially in Edmonton, where that was his place. That was his team to start out with. And to win the cups that he did, it is so great for that sport to have him be a part of those broadcasts. I know he's not on every night. Listen, he's Wayne Gretzky, all right? He's got other things to do. He's Wayne Gretzky. His time is worth a little bit more than showing up on a Tuesday night in April to talk about the first round.
Sure.
Stanley Cup final, he's going to be there. And he almost called the game winner. Like Frederick, my man, almost netted one. He's wide open.
Right.
And they even gave a shout out like Wayno knew. I want to see, and I know this is one lane off to another.
That's okay.
Can that be what Michael Jordan is doing on these NBC calls?
Right.
Like, is that where, because when you're talking about the greatest of all time on one side and one of the greatest of all time on the other, if not the greatest player of all time on the basketball side, to hear what they think of in those moments and how they want to articulate it. Wayne is maybe the most positive human being I've ever heard. Mm-hmm. Like you're not going to hear that guy on any player that is playing in that game. He's only looking at the positive side of it.
Hoping for the best for all those guys.
And I'm interested to see if that's Michael, because there's a possibility that NBC really unearthed something cool there, or it's a flop in a year and a half later. It's not good.
You don't know. Yeah.
He's Michael Jordan, man. Right. Like, I think it's going to be good. And watching that last night in between, I mean, he was spot on. He called one of the goals. He goes, hey, Connor's got to skate behind the net, draw a couple of defenders, and then there's going to be an easy lane, right? Literally 2 minutes later, the guy scores a goal the exact same way Wayne Gretzky's dialing it up. I would love to know how Michael gets infused into the NBC broadcast, and if that's a way that you could start tapping in, because him talking about basketball is a good thing for all people that like basketball.
It's a great thing for it. It's great for the sport, whether, and that's sort of like, it's like Brady being on the broadcast now. The reason
it's 100%
he's getting so much, man. The greats of the sport, whether or not they're great broadcasters, just to have their voice there. As soon as Magic retired after the diagnosis in 91, the NBC put him right on the broadcast with Marv Albert and Mike Fratello. That was sort of the thing. Was he going to be a great broadcaster? Nobody knew. He had a great, positive, bright personality. Everyone loved him in that sense. Didn't mean he was going to be a great broadcaster. I don't know that he was that great of an actual game broadcaster, but his presence there as an analyst was just great. It's like Magic's talking. It's Magic Johnson.
Listen to what Magic Johnson's got to say.
Same with what you said with Wayne. The funny thing about it is, I'm curious to know what Michael will be, because we don't hear him a lot talking about it in those situations. He just kind of keeps to himself. He's famously super competitive. He might, he's not very gracious, the old Hall of Fame speech. He might not be that guy. But the fact of the matter is, people will hang on his words no matter what they say. He might spend the whole game ripping on the new game. He might not.
Oh, 100%.
That's what's exciting about it. That's what's exciting about the prospect of hearing him on the broadcast. But you mentioned it, and you're right. Wayne Gretzky's sort of like the Jordan of that sport. Just imagine when the Bulls were like with the Derrick Rose team, when the Bulls were getting good again with young talent, young players. Imagine if Jordan was on those calls. Imagine for basketball fans, for Bulls fans, how exciting that would have been.
Amazing.
That's how it feels for, NHL, yes, in general, but Edmonton fans right now. Wayne Gretzky brought cups there. He was their native son. He's an Edmonton Oilers legend, obviously. Yeah. So to hear him on the call as their new Edmonton Oilers team tries to win a Stanley Cup again, it's got to be super exciting, doubly gratifying for all those fans who, and a lot of sports fans feel this. The reason you like is because you believe and you appreciate and you love the legacy and the tradition and the passing of the torch that those guys give, that the players of your sport, and of course, if it's your team as well.
Well, and you just look at them, you can tell that team is dripping with some history, but they're starving for some. I mean, they're starving for it. But like you said it, I want to hear what Michael has to say about today's game.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to hear what he thinks of when they're manipulating and giving up opportunities to drive to the cup and have a contested layup to back it up for another 3. What his reaction is. Because I get to hear Charles Barkley and it makes him maybe the most interesting sports commentator in the world. Like, Michael sees the game a totally different way than even they did. And to be able to hear, I don't know how he's going to be, right? You mentioned it. Maybe he's not good. There's a possibility he's not good. I think
the traditional sense, right?
I think Brady's good.
Yeah.
I know I'm on a small island there, and I think he's getting better. I think at some point he's going to be very good at it because he works that hard at it. Like, if indeed you see a little bit of take to it from MJ, got an opportunity to be really awesome for sports fans, especially basketball fans to have. Because you listen to Wayne Gretzky last night, you're like, I got no clue about all the forechecks and everything that he's mentioning. Yeah, but I feel like an absolute savant right now. And when I'm telling you, Armin, he called it similarly how Romo would in his first year back.
Predicting plays.
But it hasn't played hockey in 30 years. So it's not he just knows the players well enough like Romo did when he was so close to the game, walked into the booth, and he's diagnosing it right out of the gates. Wayne bleeping Gretzky. He's the best of all time. And I know Matt Jr. said, Billy, I know you're a Bron guy. MJ's the GOAT, though. Undisputed.
Here we go.
And for people that, but Armin, that part of it, for the people that are in that camp, to be able to hear from him, that's just good for the sport. It's a great moment.
No, and I think there's another aspect to this. And I'm going to try and equate it to, like, recently, obviously, Reggie Miller was on the call for these Pacers games.
Yeah.
And people
were mad that he gave the trophy out to Armin.
But you know what? And I'm no Reggie Miller Pacers. We know this, but it's similar to not the stature in the game, like he wasn't the GOAT or anything, but it's similar to this. There's another aspect to this, in that I think fans love hearing those guys because they want to hear broadcasters that were former players for that team. They want to hear if there's a little side of them, a little edge of them that becomes a fan that shows the passion. Because you're watching that game, you know it deep inside. Obviously, Reggie Miller wants the Pacers to win, and fans know that. And I think it's exciting for fans to see if he's going to like almost break character a little bit in the broadcasting sense to show the emotion, because as fans, we like hearing that. Fans are sports fans because we love the passion of the game. We love loving our team and loving our players. We don't necessarily want those guys to be so robotic when we know they're the former great players of that team. I think it makes those fans feel good. Like, it would make Edmonton fans feel great if out of nowhere, like, Gretzky couldn't help himself and showed a little excitedness when Edmonton scored, right? Or if, Reggie getting to watch his Pacers make the finals. We're not looking for him to be totally down the, fans like that when they'll show that passion. They'll show that aspect.
Absolutely.
We do care about it. I'll never forget, I'm watching Bucks Pacers playoffs in 2000. It was Bucks were the 8 seed, Pacers were the 1 seed. Bucks took them all the way to the edge in game 5. All the way down to the wire, and the Pacers won, but the Bucks almost upset this 1 seed, and it was a TNT game, and Reggie's being interviewed by Cheryl Miller. Obviously his sister. It was after an emotional win.
Basketball player in the family.
He made, exactly. He had a huge win. She's obviously, you can tell, happy for him, but like in that moment, she's trying to stay professional and she's interviewing him as a journalist. I'm like, this has got to be the coolest thing ever. If you're, a Pacers fan or Reggie, like, this is sister Cheryl, cares about him like a sister, obviously.
And you're just she's hating it.
And giving him serious questions. And I'm like, but there's a cool aspect to that where it's like, there's that personal aspect to it. And it's like if one day Giannis retired and called the Bucks championship, and there was some sort of spot shadow of the broadcast of calling it professionally, but clearly getting emotional. You want to know that your favorite player that was part of your organization for that long also cared as much as a fan as you do and wasn't just a mercenary.
Well, and here's a good one, because talk about a team and a person that a team. I didn't have anything against the guy, but Sean and Tosa said, I love a little homer in the booth. Listening to Ron Santo do Cubs games was fantastic because you could hear the passion in his voice. I don't like the team, but you could hear how much he loved the result every single time. And clearly that's one of the reasons why we love Bob Uecker was so much, was because there was a little bit Homer side, but those are the hometown call. A little different than when you're talking about
national call.
We're national call. You're supposed to be down the middle.
And
supposed to be as clean cut as possible. But then J.J. Watt is calling the Christmas game where his brother is trying to rush the passer.
Right.
No, we want to hear you be a little bit more in the pocket of your brother. That's what you're on the call for, brother. It's all okay. And he's going to have an opportunity to do more of it because I think Watt is now on the second broadcast team with CBS, and he's going to be doing games with Iron Eagle all season long. So I'm with you. When you get the best players doing it, you don't have to be in football the quarterback of the Cowboys, right? I think Greg Olsen, and I know I'm not alone in that take, one of the best ones doing it because you can hear the passion for it. But damn, if Brady ends up becoming one of the great voices and color commentary of football, that's a great thing for football fans. I don't know that MJ is going to be awesome at it. And we already have hockey guys saying, I'd rather hear Mario Lemieux. Okay, cool. Listen, I bet Mario Lemieux, you would be awesome.
That's great too. I mean, that's great.
Then we get Mark Messier on the ESPN calls. That's fantastic. I'm not saying I don't want to hear those guys, but when it's one of one, it makes it just a little bit sweeter.
I totally
it makes it a little
agree.
bit different. 877-794-1973.
Imagine if, and this sort of did happen, in 82, Bob Uecker was on the home radio call, but ABC would have him do TV interviews after the game. You go back and watch game 5 of the ALCS. Bob is doing interviews for ABC, the national broadcast, has the ABC, blazer on, but he's interviewing, the Brewers clubhouse. Obviously, he's got a close relationship with the Brewers. Obviously,
he's throwing BP for at certain times during the year.
Nobody wouldn't mistake nobody that he's going to be a Brewers fan. And so it's cool to see him happy in that moment because he cares about it. It's like if, I always loved Jim Paschke and John McLaughlin. I always loved John McLaughlin because I always said he's the number one Bucks fan. John McLaughlin loved the Bucks. He loves the Bucks.
The original Buck.
You could just see the twinkle in his eye when the Bucks were playing well and how excited fish up some of those old calls of McLaughlin. Just so excited. I said, imagine if he was doing the national broadcast of a Bucks finals game. Had to keep it down the middle, but you knew in his heart that twinkle in his eye was there, that he was just so happy he was going to be brought to tears because the Bucks won it all.
Well, and I will say this as well, and I don't know how you feel. Mike Breen calls Knicks games.
And he's a Knicks fan, right? I mean,
now granted, he wasn't calling the Eastern Conference Finals, so it makes it a little bit easier when those games are on TNT.
Right.
But I thought he was really clean on the Celtics calls.
Because it's a professional calls, and these are professional broadcasters,
And Mike Breen also slowly, but not so slowly, 20 plus years calling the finals.
That's wild, isn't it? He's carved out a legendary status.
He's the voice of the NBA's biggest moments as of late, and now
in recent history. Yeah,
in recent history, and some people still obviously always say Marv, but he's amazing. Now I know there's a lot of people that say that broadcast booth, and I for one, can we just what are we gonna maybe get half of the booth back? Like, I know we can't bring Mark and Jeff back because apparently ESPN is spending way too much money. Way too much money. We can't get the NBA finals. We spent $2.5 billion for the NBA, but we can't pay for the finals booth to be as good as it's been.
I love those two. We got them for the Bucks call. That was great. Yeah.
So instead we get, Richard Jefferson and Doris Burke, which is going to be good. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome tonight.
Doris Burke not having the
poor Doris Burke, dude. I really hope Doris Burke does not have social media because she does not want to be on social media.
Yeah.
She's getting absolutely fried, and I don't think it's all fair.
Is it totally fair?
I don't know that it's fully fair. But I also think, Armin, it's because the other two were so dang good. When you have something that's so good, you just don't mess with perfection.
No, I get it.
And that group was as close to perfection as it possibly could be. Then you get guys like Baron Beaver Dam. Hey, man, give me Ocho Cinco and Antonio Brown in the booth for a Bengals-Steelers game. That would be pure comedy.
That's where
that's an alt
new
cast
media.
That's the alt cast.
That's where the aspect of streaming and different apps and even the internet Manning cast.
Yeah, no doubt.
You have the ability now to get all these alt casts, and you can probably look. I'm sure if one day Ryan Braun and I don't know, pick somebody,
Prince Fielder,
Prince or CC or somebody that. If they did an alt cast of every Brewers game, people would be dialed into that. You don't think people would want to hear what they have to say? I'm sure that those things could happen.
I don't know every game.
Okay, but some games you
get a playoff game in there and things like that. And two, like with the playoff ones, get Bill Schroeder on a national broadcast maybe for the playoffs, drop it in a yes.
What if
the moment happens?
What if Thanasis did an alt cast for Bucks games?
I could see him doing that.
I get it's maybe too much for every game.
Yeah, I'd check it out. No, we need him on the floor. We don't need Thanasis doing anything other than being courtside.
Bringing
juicing up his brother.
I agree there.
Potentially need to get him a jersey or a polo shirt. I still think with how many guys that are behind the bench holding iPads, looking at video,
they've got the whole crew.
You can't tell me Thanasis can't be one of those guys.
Get him a quarter zip.
Get him a quarter zip and put him behind the bench. Like it seems like the easiest deal possible. However, I don't know.
Let me ask you one other question. Who's one of the funniest guys in the NBA right now? I'm not being biased because he's my favorite player. Giannis, right? Mm-hmm. He's one of the funniest guys. Interviews, he's always funny. He'd be a great broadcaster. I think he'd be great on some calls. He'd be like Stacey King is for the Bulls. How Stacey King just cracks him up every game. Giannis would be that guy, but actually had been a great player.
It would have to be him other than Chris Middleton.
No, that's what I'm saying. Giannis has the personality for it. Like, I love Chris, but I don't think
that's not Pat Connaughton.
What if him and Pat did it? That'd be
no.
Giannis and Bobby Portis doing it.
We tried to play Bobby. That was 13 seconds and 2 dump button hits. Like that's going to have to get cleaned up.
Like, unfortunately, he's to stratosphere is what would never happen just because he doesn't need to do this job. But
Brook Lopez is the one that has the possibility to be the
great. And with Giannis, they love each other so much. If one day that was the broadcast,
I like that you're just still going back to we got to get Giannis on it though.
You don't think that would be funny?
I think it would be fantastic.
Yeah, and also
I think Giannis would say,
I don't need to do. You
can't pay me nearly enough money.
Well, that's the whole thing with why it was probably hard. Jordan, NBC's paying Jordan.
For sure, they're paying him a lot of money. I don't know how much he's going to work.
No, I don't.
Just have him there at the big moments, right?
I think Giannis working for FanDuel is a pipe dream. I get that. Is that
Well, yes. I don't know. South Carolina said just pay him the Stephen A. Smith $100 million. He can get himself in there. Stephen A. got a new job. Needed more of it. 877-794-1973. Hell yeah. I would love Bobby Portis and Giannis doing the broadcast together. Hey, Sheila's with you at 877-794-1973. We're with you on No BS Statewide. He's Armin Sarian. It's a Dave Gas production. I'm Billy Schmidt. We're going to get down on it and have a lot of fun here today. We're going to celebrate and have a good time all day long. We're going to talk to Matt LePay, celebrate his accomplishments. I'll listen to Matt LePay call paint drying. If he would start doing those broadcasts. I think he's a little bit busy doing Badgers men's basketball and football. Talk about that amongst other things with Matt LePay in 25 minutes from right now. And some baseball with our guy Paul Wagner in the second hour as well. It's No BS. We're off and running. Statewide on the game.
Tonight, let's celebrate. It's all right, baby.
What has a lake, superb food and drink, and the biggest variety of music on the planet? Yep, it's Summerfest 2025.
Milwaukee's lakefront, cold beer, live music. There's nothing better.
For 3 weekends, June 19th through 21st, June 26th through 28th, and July 3rd through 5th. Thousands of festive souls listen to music from over 600 artists on 9 different stages. Go for the sun, music, food, and to watch the people. Or go to be watched by other people. Check out the schedule and more at summerfest.com.
The big focus in America today is on your health, and you're determined to look beyond pills and steroids and surgery to feel your best, right? I'm talking to the person who's dealing with pain right now. Or maybe it's somebody you love. You've done everything they've told you to do, but that chronic joint pain just continually comes back. You're exhausted, but don't give up. Hey, it's Billy Schmidt for QC Kinetics. They are different. These are not quick fixes. This is a revolutionary treatment that works to give your body long-term relief. You'll meet face-to-face with Dr. Ashley Caravelli and her medical team, and they'll explain how their regenerative treatments take your body's own healing power to help restore and repair that damaged tissue. These are well-respected protocols that include potent and powerful cellular-level treatments. There's no more masking the pain. They're going right at the very source of it, so you can finally say goodbye to that chronic joint pain and live your best life this summer. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Call QC Kinetics at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
Hey, Milwaukee, it's been a while, but good news. I'm coming to town. That's right. This is Adam Carolla. When? July 20th. Where? The Pabst Theater. Doing what? None of your damn... Oh, no. Doing stand-up. So enjoy. That is July 20th, Pabst Theater, 8 p.m. See you there, Milwaukee.
Adam Carolla returns to the Pabst Theater July 20th. Get your tickets now at PabstTheaterGroup.com or at AdamCarolla.com.
As a small business, time is one of your most precious resources. HR Value Partners can help with your administrative burden. Imagine having someone to handle your admin tasks, track your compliance requirements, and be your trusted partner when people issues threaten to throw you off track. With HR Value Partners, you can keep your payroll system, benefit brokers, and others. It's a fast and easy transition with dedicated HR professionals at a fraction of the cost of hiring an admin. Visit hrvaluepartners.com/help. That's hrvaluepartners.com/help.
The Home Depot has fast, free delivery on the perfect gift to help Dad do more this Father's Day. Because Dad is more than just a dad. He's groundskeeper of the yard, the perfecter of the patio, and the cleaner of the clippings. Power Dad's doing with Ryobi cordless outdoor power tools from the Home Depot. Like the Ryobi 40-volt string trimmer kit for $159. For everything Dad is, find the perfect gift at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see homedepot.com/delivery for more details.
Drew Wilson here. If you need a good night's sleep, try Delta 8 gummies from Happy Place Hemp. It works for me. It'll work for you. Go to happyplacehemp.com and use the promo code DrewKB to get 25% off your order and hit the rack. That's happyplacehemp.com.
At Pick and Save, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores, so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Pick and Save, you can always save with our lower prices. Pick and Save has lowered prices across the store on items like coffee, cheese, ice cream, paper towels, and even trash bags. And with Pick and Save's lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
I have heart failure, and being out of breath all the time was just too much. I also have other symptoms like carpal tunnel syndrome and lower back pain, and I thought something's really off. That's why I talked to my cardiologist about ATTR-CM, or transthyretin cardiac amyloidosis.
ATTR-CM is a serious heart condition often accompanied by other non-heart-related symptoms. It's a condition that gets worse over time, so starting treatment early is important. Talk to your cardiologist today to see if you have ATTR-CM. Vindamax, tafamidis, is a prescription pill taken once a day to treat adults with ATTR-CM to reduce death and hospitalization for heart problems. Tell your doctor about all your medications, medical conditions, and if you have liver problems or breastfeeding, pregnant, or plan to be. There are no known side effects with Vindamax. For prescribing information, call 1-877-278-9632. Learn more at Vindamax.com.
Ask your doctor about ATTR-CM.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
The DQ Sauced and Tossed Chicken Strip Baskets have more flavor than your taste buds know what to do with. We start with all white meat, breaded, seasoned, and fried to crunchy perfection. Next, we double down and toss them in honey barbecue or new buffalo sauce. Serve them up with DQ fries, Texas toast, and house-made Hidden Valley Ranch, and you've got flavor on flavor on flavor. Get the Sauced and Tossed Chicken Strip Basket in honey barbecue or new buffalo right now at DQ. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary.
Oh, what you gonna do? You wanna get down? Tell me. Oh, what you gonna do? Do you wanna get down?
Damn right we do.
Oh, what you gonna do? You wanna get down? Oh, what you gonna do? You wanna get down?
Try not to get in a good mood right now.
Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Come on in.
You can't tell me this does not put you in an amazing mood.
You can't do it. If you tell me that, you're lying. And I don't like dishonest people.
When Kool and the gang come to the party, it's a party that I'm trying to be at, and it's a no BS party right now.
Billy, we have to give Luddy some credit, right?
Big credit. Andrew Ludwig bounced out of their second hour with this song.
Oh, so good. And, just gets you in that vibe,
Yeah. I mean, and I snap my fingers from my driveway to the parking spot here.
Yeah, and you got it. I rolled in right behind you.
Turn that right on to Spotify. iHeartRadio app.
Absolutely.
Dialed that thing in right on the iHeartRadio app. Said, let me hear Get Down on It by Kool and the Gang.
So I'm rolling up because I see your car. And I'm like, Billy's here. Okay.
Oh, my God.
The window's down. I roll up. I pull up right next to you because I'm in my spot. I got a spot, I feel like.
Yeah.
Even though it's not like official. And
Yeah,
there's
it's
Billy.
your spot just without, I don't know, painting or lines of demarcation to let them know that it is Armin's spot, but it's your spot.
Well, I see you just rocking, just vibing out to this when the window's down. I'll put the video. I took a video. Billy didn't know.
Oh, there we go.
Put it on
That's a
X.
digital asset right there.
I mean, first of all,
it's not a banger.
you can't tell me it's not a banger. First of all, let's think about that lyric. What a brilliant line. How are you gonna do it if you really don't want to dance?
Standing on a wall.
It's just
You're not even gonna know I'm here.
You just can't write a lyric better than that.
They don't make music like this anymore, Armin. Although you can make this kind of music into today's music, but you don't get today's music without this. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. It's levels, it's shoulder. You stand on the shoulders of giants. You walk, you crawl so they can walk, so they can run. What's that like?
Well, and I mean, if it wasn't for somebody playing a saxophone, you wouldn't have a saxophone track to put into your song.
And see, I think that's what the Charles Oakleys of the world are trying to say when they talk about eras. Our era paved the way. Well, someone eras paved your way. Someone else behind you paved that way. George Mikan paved the way for somebody. It's all eras. You're right. They put the saxophone.
I also never realized just how long this song is.
Oh, it's a long song.
Yeah.
Because there is a moment where you are getting down on it.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
and you don't know if you're getting back up.
How much longer am I going to be getting down on it? And then it comes right back to you. And then you get that little bit of a second wind and you're right back to it.
How are you going to do it if you really don't want to dance? And the best thing about a song like this is then you get the related songs. And then you're like, oh, I forgot about this one. I forgot about this one.
So
I forgot about this one.
Then it's more nostalgia.
Most of our pre-show meeting turned into rediscovering how many Kool and the Gang songs I thoroughly enjoy.
Oh, Kool and the Gang. I'll never forget.
Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Oh, man. Sister Sledge. Are you kidding me?
You fire Corona in there. They have banger as well.
Dude,
it's a beautiful, beautiful way to fire yourself up on a
Red Hot walked in the locker room. Said,
he didn't know what kind of party he was walking into, but he was like, this is my kind of party.
And then he goes Earth, Wind, and Fire. And that was all he had to say.
Dialed in.
That's all he had to say.
Very first night of September. I mean, there's a lot of times that you get put into a good mood by just one musical note.
Right.
Sometimes a large portion of those moments for me, Kool and the Gang is a part of it.
That's why I love Summerfest.
I can't remember.
I saw them there and I wasn't planning on it that night.
Yes.
But I'll never forget it. You know what I mean?
A Summerfest mainstay, Kool and the Gang.
Gosh, so good.
They were in Vegas, I want to say, a couple of years ago when I was out there with a crew, and I was like, dude, Kool and the Gang's playing in Tropicana.
That's exactly where they should be.
I could not have gotten more
crickets.
What? Who is at Tropicana?
And
First
where?
off, where is the Tropicana?
Who is where?
And who is going to be along and all what now? I'm like, yeah, dude, it's Kool and the Gang. You don't want to. Are you guys telling me you really not trying to groove tonight?
Thank you.
You're not trying to have a celebration?
The Spice is right. Well, what are we doing? And it was like, no, I'm not trying to do that. Like, well, you guys are all missing out.
Right, right.
I did not go by myself. Should have. Hole in my game.
And now rest in peace to the Trop. Because it's not even there anymore.
No.
You caught me there for a second. I thought
Kool and the Gang outlasted
I was
Trop.
trying to make sure that the gang was together. That
Well,
we were
I don't know which one Kool is.
I think most of them are.
All right.
I think most are.
I mean,
877-794-1973.
Except for your friends that wouldn't go. I mean, they're not. They're not as cool.
What
I
do
mean,
you?
They were not a cool gang. They
No.
were not as cool of a gang.
They wanted to go to Dre's or something like that. You know.
Yeah, it was something like that, or it was to go get a $3.49 hot dog at Casino Royale.
Now I'm cool with that too.
See, now you like their idea maybe a little bit more. 877-794-1973. Union Grove, Matt. Wayne Gretzky was not on the call last night. He was in the TNT studio. Yes, on the broadcast of the game last night. And the entire broadcast was, I thought, phenomenal last night for game one of the Stanley Cup final. Hopefully it's good here tonight, game one of the NBA finals. And listen, I know Stephen A. Smith not going to be on the call. He's going to be a part of the broadcast.
The broadcast. How dare you,
and
Billy? How
that
dare
broadcast for ABC, ESPN is going to be vast and ever expanding because apparently it's going to bring in inside the NBA next year. And already know that Stephen A. Smith's trying to get himself in there. Like he's already trying to crowbar his way in there at this exact moment.
I'm so curious to see how that's going to go. How it's all
Shouted
going to
out
work
Kenny
out.
Smith yesterday, and one of them like,
yeah,
the legend Kenny Smith.
You think he's
Working.
trying to make sure He knows that the new group is coming in to the new.
You gotta mark your territory.
You gotta mark it, but you also want to be. He's like, hey, I'm Stephen A. Smith. I'm gonna be somewhat welcoming because it's good for business.
It is good for business.
If he doesn't mess with that group and he becomes part of that group. People forget that Shaq originally wasn't part of that.
Wasn't on that team. Yeah.
So you had to make sure to ingratiate yourself the right way, and I have hope that it's going to turn out well, and the show itself will keep the same spirit and DNA that it always had.
Stephen A.
doesn't.
Got another new job though. He is going to be doing afternoons now on Mad Dog Radio.
I heard Michelle Beadle
Sirius XM.
Michelle Beadle wasn't happy about that.
No, getting replaced. I would not be all that happy about it either. As a sports fan though, Adam Shine, a lot of Packer fans, not big fans of Adam Shine.
That's true. I remember that. He's a bust.
Jordan Love.
What did he say? He's not a bust. What did he say? Can't
play.
Can't play.
Yeah.
Can't play.
Come on.
Adam Shine, Stephen A. Smith, and Mad Dog Russo. Might be unpopular. That's a pretty good lineup. That's a pretty good radio lineup. Pretty fun. I'm excited to listen to some of it.
Yeah, I'm not saying I agree with you, Billy. I think their frustration is, obviously getting replaced, but not that it's a bad. It'll be a good show. I totally agree. Talking about Steve.
Oh yeah. Listen, it'll be a good time to be able to do it. Jay and Bayview, late '80s. Saw Kool and the Gang and the Go-Go's on the North Stage.
Woo! When there was a North Stage,
when there was just picnic tables to stand on. Those picnic tables become a hotbed of fun.
Especially if you were a high school girl in 2001, you had to get on top.
All right, Armin, we can't hear about that. We got Matt LePay coming up on the other side. It's no BS on the game.
Standing on the wall, get your back up off the wall. I heard.
The big focus in America today is on your health, and you're determined to look beyond pills and steroids and surgery to feel your best, right? I'm talking to the person who's dealing with pain right now. Or maybe it's somebody you love. You've done everything they've told you to do, but that chronic joint pain just continually comes back. You're exhausted, but don't give up. Hey, it's Billy Schmidt for QC Kinetics. They are different. These are not quick fixes. This is a revolutionary treatment that works to give your body long-term relief. You'll meet face-to-face with Dr. Ashley Caravelli and her medical team, and they'll explain how their regenerative treatments take your body's own healing power to help restore and repair that damaged tissue. These are well-respected protocols that include potent and powerful cellular-level treatments. There's no more masking the pain. They're going right at the very source of it, so you can finally say goodbye to that chronic joint pain and live your best life this summer. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Call QC Kinetics at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
The Big Three is back June 14th, and we're kicking things off in Chicago at the Allstate Arena. Old school, physical, 3-on-3, the most competitive basketball in the world. Check out the Miami 305 with Mario Chalmers, Vaughn Reddy, Lance Stevenson, and the Big Three MVP, Michael Beasley. Battle it out against the Los Angeles Riot with Jeff Teague, Jordan Crawford, and Dwight Howard, coached by Swaggy P, Nick Young. Does Superman have what it takes to be the face of the league, or can big man Reggie Evans shut down Dwight Howard as he promises? A must-see season opener. Also, the Detroit Amplifiers with former two-time Big Three MVP and champion Joe Johnson taking on his former team, the Chicago Triplets. Chicago versus Detroit, always a big city rivalry. Dr. J coach and Jason Richardson and former NBA Sixth Man of the Year Montrezl Harrell. It's Big Three Fireball, and it's live on CBS. Basketball the way it's meant to be played. Intense, physical, fast. Season 8, every weekend this summer. Live on CBS, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. Followed by 2 games on Vice starting at 6:30. Oh, yay!
Managed IT support from Central Office Systems is qualified technicians.
Answering your call within 1 minute.
Grateful to support your business.
Solving any IT problem as fast as humanly possible.
Network security, network support.
CentralOfficeSystems.com.
I have heart failure, and being out of breath all the time was just too much. I also have other symptoms like carpal tunnel syndrome and lower back pain, and I thought something's really off. That's why I talked to my cardiologist about ATTR-CM, or transthyretin cardiac amyloidosis.
ATTR-CM is a serious heart condition often accompanied by other non-heart-related symptoms. It's a condition that gets worse over time, so starting treatment early is important. Talk to your cardiologist today to see if you have ATTR-CM. Vindamax, tafamidis, is a prescription pill taken once a day to treat adults with ATTR-CM to reduce death and hospitalization for heart problems. Tell your doctor about all your medications, medical conditions, and if you have liver problems or breastfeeding, pregnant, or plan to be. There are no known side effects with Vindamax. For prescribing information, call 1-877-278-9632. Learn more at Vindamax.com.
Ask your doctor about ATTR-CM.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
When I was in Iraq, our convoy was hit. It was bad. After I came home, I could still hear booms and see tracer fire. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
With help from DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Today, I'm part of DAV. We're veterans helping veterans to get the benefits they've earned. And I give my veterans my all.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Naomi Mathis, thank you for your service. May your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
We call it Wagertainment.
All right, place your bets, place your bets.
VSiN, every night at 6. Presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest on Fox Sports 920. Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. This is WRNW-FM Milwaukee. 97.3 The Game. This hour of No BS is brought to you by Screamin' Sicilian Premium Craft Frozen Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screamin' is about. Drop it.
He's very knowledgeable, very intelligent guy, very personable guy.
Here's Doug Russell.
You got to love a happy flight home if you're the Brewers, right?
They're now 12-8 against them.
3-2, hammered out towards left center field, and it is gone for Daz Cameron. That's his 4th hit of the trip, his first home run as a Brewer, and it's 5-1 Milwaukee. Change up middle, and that ball was destroyed.
Jeff Levering on FanDuel Sports Network with the call. The Brewers clobber the Reds 9-1, so they win the series 2-1. So that was Daz Cameron's first home run, following in, I don't know, somebody's footsteps.
Cameron into left field. That was well hit. Dickerson back. Goodbye, Mike Cameron. A solo home run, and the Brewers lead it 2-0.
Well done. Digging deep.
Well
digging deep. Well done. I couldn't believe when I saw Daz hit that. I said,
I'm just going to say, Daz Cameron's hitting homers. We're going to have a damn party.
Yeah.
I mean, like, when that's going down, you know it's your kind of day.
I kept
As, of course, the son of Mike Cameron. So you like to see the father-son combo.
I kept waiting for the outfield to slow down. You know, I was like, wow, that thing's out of here.
Cruising.
Yeah.
Dude. Man.
Yep. That home run, by the way, from Mike Cameron in 2009.
All right. 2008, the Untuck It all came from Mike Cameron.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of.
Good player.
Elsewhere in baseball, the Rockies are all of a sudden red hot, relatively speaking. They're
3 in a row, baby.
They've won 3 in a row. They beat the Marlins 3-2. They are still 12-50.
And they're trolling Scotty Scheffler on Twitter.
Well, they're trolling everyone else who trolled them about Scotty.
Right. That's fair. Thank you, Dave.
College baseball. How about them Whitewater Warhawks?
Frank catches it. And the purple people pound out. a national championship in Ohio.
Let's go, Bob.
Let's go, Bobby.
There you go, Bob Rainer.
The
Let's
purple
go,
people.
Warhawks.
Yeah.
Come on now.
They swept Messiah in a pair of lopsided routes Tuesday and Wednesday, 18-3 and then 21-5. It's Whitewater's third national
That's
championship.
convincing. 21-5, 18-3. So we're talking about almost 40 runs in 2 games.
Yeah.
I think they were the better team.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's
Yep.
fair to say. It's
Yep.
a good point, Armin.
That
Yeah,
is
it's fair
breaking
to
news.
say.
To football, the Packers wrap up OTAs with next week's mandatory minicamp, wrapping up their full offseason program. This is year 3 with Jordan Love as QB1, and he's got some new weapons. But how will that inform Coach Matt LaFleur on what his team's offensive identity might be?
I think that's part of the beauty of this time of the year is you're trying to work through different things. Obviously, you're going to throw in some new wrinkles that you get by watching other teams or maybe watching yourself and thinking about, okay, well, what if we did this off of that play? So that's kind of like just this time of year is great for that. And I think that it organically develops over time.
Everybody just got to stay healthy, though. That's
That
the
helps.
thing.
That always is going to be able to help. You just organically be able to grow together and find out who's going to be the best guy at certain spots. And that's the one part about where they've been over the last couple of years with a number of dudes that can produce on the outside. Jordan Love's got to be able to be healthy and then pick his spots as to who becomes his favorite weapon at certain points, right? There's going to be a third down target. There's going to be a deep threat target. There's going to be an intermediate guy. And then I'm really hoping that we start finding more and more Tucker Kraft opportunities.
Yeah. Good
I
point.
think he might be the third down guy.
He might be that third down guy, Doug. You're exactly right. I was talking about it with Nags yesterday on Carry the G Radio, the podcast, where it's like there's an opportunity for him to really break out this year.
There is. I would also like to see Luke Musgrave get off the milk carton a little
Be a
bit.
part of it,
I know
yeah.
he's hurt. That's not fair.
Because he can add something.
But-
I think, you don't see it in that offense from that seam position.
We saw that in their first year. So
Yeah.
Kraft and Musgrave obviously coming in
right
in the same season. And Musgrave,
the spleen, lacerated spleen.
I mean, just one thing after another. It's almost as bad as Marshawn Lloyd.
Yeah.
I mean, Marshawn Lloyd, what were his injuries last season? Let's see, there's an ankle, hamstring, appendicitis.
Any part of the human body.
Right. And it was just everything that could have gone wrong went wrong for him. I'd say the same thing for Musgrave. Kraft, to his credit, took next
advantage
step
of it,
forward
yep.
and turned himself into a great tight end. But if you can have bookend tight ends, I mean, you can have a lot of different looks at times.
It was a lacerated kidney. You're right. Yeah, I totally
That's
agree.
what it was, yes.
I love where they're at in that position. I think if those opportunities are there, guys get open. When you get the ball, catch it. We're in good shape,
Those are all important parts of it.
And then, we'll see what Matthew Golden can bring.
I was
The
just going to
speed
say,
element.
and then we didn't say that about anything about Matthew Golden there, and he was turning everybody's heads. And then there's Matt LaFleur saying, like, you guys seen this Romeo Dobbs guy?
Having a motivated and healthy Romeo Dobbs in the wide receivers room for the entire season, I think would be key.
And the kids are saying Savion Williams has aura.
He's got some aura.
He's got
and
size.
He's got size, aura, no pause. And we're going to discuss the Romeo Dobbs situation because there was a wide receiver in football that got a nice little payday. And I imagine Romeo Dobbs and his company is saying, wait a second. We're in that kind of line. I don't know if Packer fans are expecting that kind of number for Romeo Dobbs, but it might be a conversation.
I don't know that the Packers are expecting that kind of line for Romeo Dobbs. He might, with how deep this wide receivers room can be, not is, but can be, especially if Christian Watson can come back. I don't know that Romeo is going to get that next contract with the Packers. Maybe he will. I think this is going to be a huge season for him, one way or the other.
Yeah, one way or the other.
To the ice and overtime thriller in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. If you're a fan of the Stanley Cup, perhaps going back to Canada, well, it's one step closer. Leon Draisaitl with the overtime winner, 4-3. The Oilers beat the Panthers. They went nuts in Edmonton.
Fantastic game. I also did Google last night, and I didn't feel very smart saying it. It ever get dark there?
In Edmonton?
Dude, it was light out all the way until, I mean, I get that they're a little bit more west.
Good
They're
point.
much, much more north.
It's north. It's not the west. It's the north.
I didn't think about that. You're right,
Yeah.
actually.
I know, but I was saying the time change, it would also be a little bit different there.
I
in the
see what
west
you're
and
saying.
but
it gets sunset in Edmonton's 10 o'clock, 9:58 today.
yeah, dude, I was like, golly, these people
Holy
are
cow.
partying out here into that little quad area outside of the game. They were letting it ride. And I'm like, geez, is that ever going to get
That's a
dark
nice
there?
looking city up there,
It does
from
look
what I
fun.
can tell. I mean,
You gonna head up?
I don't know.
You should.
If you give me 2 flights there, Oklahoma City, I'm going to Edmonton.
Yeah, Edmonton or Oklahoma City. Which one of the two you going to?
I'm taking the Edmonton. I'm sorry. It looks like there's stuff to do up there. All right. I mean, Oklahoma City, who knows? The weather and everything. So
You've never been to Alaska, have you?
I have, yeah.
Oh, you have been to Alaska.
You've been
so
there?
Yeah.
So then I mean, it can in summertime. I mean, there are places if you get north enough, it's 24 hours of sunlight.
Oh yeah, we were there in August, and it was like
there you go,
11 o'clock. I'm like, geez, Louise, is it ever gonna get dark here?
And during winter, it's 24 hours of darkness.
That's
There's
true.
no
That's
sunshine
true.
at all.
Yeah. There is the flip side.
Let me check your map. That is how that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy how that
that's
works.
amazing.
So it's the Land of the Midnight Sun game they play every summer.
Well, listen, that's awesome, and that was a fantastic atmosphere last night. I'm excited to see what it goes to on Friday because it's fun. It's fun to be able to watch some hockey like that, and then you go to another place that just loves it, hotbed of hockey. That's where you think of Sunrise, Florida. Sunrise, Florida. No doubt about it. Doug, we'll talk to you in an hour.
Sounds good.
That is Doug Russell hanging out with us here from the Update Studio here on No BS with Billy and Sarian. Now we slide it over to maybe another spot where it's just sun splash, sun soaked, and a golf shirt that might be being utilized coming up here while holing out for eagle on a lot of par fours is Matt LePay, voice of the Wisconsin Badgers, joining us now. How's that golf swing working right now, Matt?
I'm an automatic quadruple bogey waiting to happen. Got to warn my group Monday in Appleton. You know, I don't. Do you get nervous before you play in any kind of a golf event where you don't know the people in your group and thinking, please just let me make contact off the first tee. Please don't try not to lose more than 6 or 7 golf balls during the course of the day. That bothers me. I got to get over it.
Matt, that's why I like to set the expectations extremely low, where I'll bring out the Kirkland brand golf balls and I'll throw those right into the golf cart just to let everybody know what's probably going to happen here over the next couple of hours. And yeah, you mentioned it on Monday. We're going to be up in Appleton at the Children's Wisconsin Brian Butch golf outing, and I get nervous for other reasons, Matt. You know, you step into the foursome and people are like, we're going to get to golf with Matt LePay, Hall of Fame voice of the Wisconsin Badgers. They show up, they're like, hey, are you going to bring us beer, or what are you doing here? So that's the awkwardness that I get of what elevates you to celebrity status. That's the awkward part that I have.
But I appreciate you admitting that, like us mere mortals do have that imposter syndrome at these golf things. Like I don't play a lot of golf. I do play sometimes, but I always have that fear that I'm going to embarrass myself around very important people and just completely whiff. And then try and play it off like it was a practice swing. You ever get that one? So I appreciate you saying that, Matt, because that is a fear of mine as well.
Oh, we got to show ourselves warts and all. And by the way, Billy, I've been at these outings and they come up to me and they don't have a clue. You know, they may not be Badger fans or whatever. It's like, what do you do? Oh, do you go to all the games? I get those kind of, well, yeah, I try to. Sometimes I blow them off if I don't like the city. So, get that question a lot through the years. Yeah. So you go to away games too.
You go to all the games?
Yeah, it's
so
you guys in the city don't want to go there.
So you guys have to go to Purdue like that. Oh wow, that's a tough job.
See, there's always one there's always one trip on that road trip that you don't want to go to.
There's one circle that's going to be out of the scene. You can save your Oklahoma City hate for a little while, okay, Matt? Is there a spot that gets berated in the Big Ten? Is it worse Lafayette, the way that Armin Sarian is just berating the great city of Oklahoma on this radio program over the last couple of weeks? Because it's downright disgusting.
Yeah, it probably does. And now that I'm old, I don't mind those trips because the fans, like for basketball especially, the fans at Mackey Arena are incredible.
Right.
And the press box, the working booth at Ross-Age Stadium is the best one in the league. So I'm like, I like this. Oh, it's awesome. It is. So I used to dread these, certain trips if it was Champaign or West Lafayette, but the hotels are better now than what they used to be. So now it's more about length. We'll grumble, we're going to Rutgers, we're Eugene, Oregon. We're going to be, the football trip going out there. And then actually basketball, they'll play Washington and Oregon this year, but SC and UCLA will come to Madison. So the LA trip was fun, but the Pacific Northwest, it's, they're both long flights. So for me, it's more about that. But the basketball flights are actually pretty good. Football, you're packed in there. So,
and also you don't know the lay of the land necessarily in terms of what, where to go in what hotel, where you're supposed to go, what the media room is, all that stuff. It's nice knowing the lay of the land and the places you always go to. And then when it's new, it's like I have to relearn everything, right?
Yeah, it's like being a rookie. It's like being a rookie all over again. So I was like that when I was filling in with the Brewers, like even in the stadium, nowhere to go. I'm like attached at Rock's hip. Where are we going? Where are we going? So I mean, like point A to point B, how to get to the clubhouse, how to get out of there. I hate that. I like familiarity now. So I'm boring. So I just like to know, okay, this is where you go. This is how you get there. I'm good. So got to get out of my comfort zone, guys. This league keeps expanding, and who knows what's around the corner.
Rock ever steer you wrong and say, "Oh yeah, just take a left right over there," and you find yourself in like the janitor's closet or anything?
Yeah, exactly. They do that. Rock did that a lot to get away from it.
Yeah,
gotta have some fun to be able to skate him every once in a while. Matt, now listen, smarter people would have brought it up last week. However, I thought it was even better after the fact that now we knew that the honor was happening, and you did as well. Honor for Frank Kaminsky, amongst others, James White and company, to go in alongside you to the UW Athletic Hall of Fame. Being able to be, that's an insane class. And you're a massive part of it when you talk about the players that went in, the modern day ones, the Franks and James White and company like that, Joe Pavelski as well on the hockey side. How cool was that to be, when you do get inducted, be alongside guys who you authored a lot of their greatest moments as well?
Yeah, it was fun seeing those guys. James is on Brett's staff down in Illinois right now. He's getting his feet wet in the coaching a little bit and see if this is something that he'll do in the long run. He still does some podcasting and still has some media interest as well. Travis Frederick, really good offensive lineman, great offensive lineman here, several years in the NFL. You mentioned Pavelski, and the difference, Billy, and it's not like a false modesty thing, it's a fact. Those guys made the history. I just had a good seat to document it, to call their game. So there's a pretty sizable difference between me and everybody else in that Hall of Fame class. I mean, you're talking about multi-time Olympians, your championship caliber, athletes who are on championship teams, and so that. But it was, and they do this in conjunction to what they call the Legends Golf Outing. They bring back a lot of alums, like Melvin Gordon was back, and I would think he probably won't have to wait very long for his Hall of Fame call at Wisconsin. Guys like that. Joel Stavy was back in town. Brooks Bollinger. I was telling Heller this Monday, there was some hockey royalty, in the building, like guys like Adam Burrish and Chris Tansel. Tanker was part of the 1990 championship team, Gary Shuchuk as well, and guys who go back even further than that. And just being able to reconnect with those guys, that's the fun part of this job, is that you get to develop some relationships. For me, mostly obviously football and basketball, but you get to know in some cases some of the other athletes too. I mean, it's probably Marquette, same thing. When they bring back alums, that's a big deal. And I think anytime you can connect with the history and the people who made it, you got to do it. So it was the last Thursday and Friday were a lot of fun. The obvious, the Hall of Fame thing, but so many other alums were back, and alums of great distinction. So it was always good to catch up with those guys.
We were talking about connecting with the history. We were bouncing it around earlier, talking about Gretzky being part of the call last night with Edmonton on. And we were joking about, what some of the great storytellers would be if it was your own team be on the broadcast. Now I'd imagine if Butch obviously does a lot of that, and it's fun. I'd imagine it's that whole Final Four group, right? I mean, if they had their own alt cast all the time, how many people would love to hear Frank and Sam and Nigel just tell stories and just bust jokes on each other, right?
Well, yeah, it's funny you mention that, because Josh Gosser was back as part of the Legends. So he and Frank were in the same group when we had the golf thing last Friday. And there were a couple of groups ahead of us, but Gosser has this distinct laugh. It's like it's a cackle. And every now and then we would hear that. And then, the groups are kind of getting backed up a little bit. And Frank is just busting Gosser's chops. Right. I mean, it's like, I started looking, I go, well, nothing's changed here. So that's what those guys talk about. I mean, we all know about the moments, they beat Kentucky and, coulda, shoulda with Duke, but they won 36 games that year in the 2015 season. But it's the back and forth. And those guys were, I mean, it was a collection of knuckleheads there who happened to be, pretty smart, smart guys and really good basketball players. So anytime those guys get together, and it's any group, it could be a championship level group or not, and when they get together, it's like they pick up where they left off. They're just busting on each other. And I think those are the memories that those athletes, men and women, take with them forever after they leave this place.
Yeah, it's hilarious. All of a sudden, I'm watching Frank Kaminsky talk about the honor and mentioning how much he loves the university. And then I stumbled upon a run of Game 6 from the 2021 NBA Finals.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember thinking?
Good. Yes,
do you remember
do.
thinking Frank Kaminsky was going to be the reason why that series went back to Phoenix?
I do. He had a little run going in the third quarter when he was starting to get those dump downs and making baskets. And I remember thinking to myself, if the Bucks don't win the championship tonight because of Frank,
you would have never been more angry.
I just not you, not Frank, not you, please. And he was really having a nice game.
He was cooking, dude.
He was having a nice game, and he had his role. He had a good role there and everything like that.
Oh,
so
man,
it was one of those things where it was sort of art create. I was saying art creates life is like unreal kind of moment, like a surreal type moment.
Like, why on earth is he doing this to so many people that loved him? So many people that loved him.
But those guys had personality, and those are he was a cult hero for a while in Phoenix. I remember when they won the West, and he was on top of his car drinking beers, and they all loved Frank.
Yeah, no doubt.
So those are the things, and fans love to connect with their players that were great for them, but also show that they also had that fan passion in them too. And we were talking about that, and he's one of those guys.
Yeah, there was the closest thing that I've seen at the college level over here of a basketball team that was kind of a group of rock stars. Because people, I mean, a lot of folks of all age groups were all about watching these guys play. And anytime, I mean, the whole thing with Nigel Hayes and in the news conferences and the stenographer and having fun with her, that was that went viral. And that's just the way that group was. And it was what was interesting about it. You had Bo, who let them be themselves. I mean, Bo is known as, this is how you're going to do it. You're going to do this, and he's not bending. But, Hayes always, he referred to Bo as Pops, pretty early in his career. Okay, Pops. It wasn't Coach, it was Pops. I don't know how many people would get away with that. Referring to Bo Ryan as Pops outside of his own family. But there was just there was a likability to the team that I think that even the national folks really latched onto. And it's easy to say it because they played all the way to the championship game, but it was such a fun group to watch. And, this past year was much the same. It was a fun group to watch because they got along together, but that's the beauty of the college game. And you hope, even with all of the transfer world that we're in now, that it's not going to be the same in the next several years, but you hope it won't depart too much, and that these guys and gals can get together and bust on each other the way they did when, they may not be together for 4 or 5 years. It might be 1, might be 2 or 3, but you hope that they can maintain that camaraderie the way we have seen through the years, from including this year when they all get together.
I'd love to know if Nigel Hayes is getting any bounce back on the cash for this NIL deal. Because did the broke college athlete Venmo sign on College Game Day? Are we going to act like that didn't have anything to do with this? And now he's winning league championships and MVPs. Oh, that needs to be more of the story.
Yeah, he was EuroLeague Final Four MVP, EuroLeague champ, and stuff like that. He had that great. He had a great 2 minutes talking about his career and overcoming and working hard. So. You can.
I want to know where that sign is.
You can have a lot of success overseas. Yeah, that sign. It might be up against.
He's got to hold that thing.
Yeah,
he's got to have that thing.
Well, I think when this house settlement finally gets approved, the judge any day now for the last almost 2 months, any day now is going to. I think because his last year was 17, so I think he's going to be in that window where you get a little something for the effort. But he is the classic example. I was talking to Heller and Bruzewitz about this last week. He's the classic example. And if you look at his social media timeline, it is about proving people wrong. It's about, an enemy. Sometimes you have to make one up. But when he was recruited, he's from Toledo, Ohio. And he wasn't really recruited much by Ohio State until very, very late. Wisconsin was already in and was very aggressive in recruiting him. The Badgers really wanted him, but there was always a chip with him with Ohio State, and he would admit that he would create one too. We've seen that coaches here through the years have been masters at that. No one better than Barry Alvarez at that type of thing. But yeah, Nigel, bright guy, could be really funny. Obviously wasn't afraid to take a stand on some things. But he was a really talented basketball player too. So it was cool to see him, be the MVP and have a championship season in Europe. It was fun.
It's awesome to be able to see Matt LePay hanging out with us here on No BS. We're going to be hanging out with him, luckily, on Monday as Children's Wisconsin hosts their 36th annual Swing with the Legends golf outing. Brian Butch, a massive part of it. Matt LePay will be one of the legends there. And Armin and I will be cosplaying as legends and going out and hanging out and hopefully enjoying ourselves. And you will be enjoying time away from myself on the microphone. But, Matt, when you're in the midst of all of these things, are we pulling the club head back slower? Are we adding another practice swing in here? What's the tweak to the Matt LePay golf game here in 25 that's going to have you shooting par?
It's more anything to shoot par. It's a scramble. So I'm hoping we have a ringer. We better have a ringer in the group, and it isn't me. I swing easy.
The guy with the scorecard, Matt. The ringer's the guy with the scorecard. Just depends on how much he wants to help.
Yeah, and how about all the rules that they're, did you read over the rules on the email yesterday? It's like, yeah, sure, fine. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna give ourselves great lies all the time. No tree is gonna be in our way.
Golf guys love rules. They
love
rules.
Well, Heller will be a stickler for it because that group, that's probably, they're probably all serious. I'm hoping our group is not.
Hit a soft shell turtle.
Armin, I hate Mike would do it this way. I hate to be that guy, but I did see your club did touch the ball in practice approach.
You're supposed to take a drop.
That's going to be that's a stroke, right?
That is a stroke.
Could you tend the pin? Could you stand on the other side, please?
Rescue was cut under 12 inches, therefore that's a stroke, and you have to. These golf guys love rules, man. It is what it is. It's fine.
And Armin, could you do your Brian Butch impression too when somebody tries to
explain?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm good with it. No, I'm good. You just take the stroke. I knew it was a stroke. Oh yeah, no, I was just trying to hit it out of the rough.
No, we're playing. We're all good, man. You know where I'm at.
Brian, where's your ball go? Oh, you know where I'm at. Your drive. You know where I'm at. It's good.
Fairway, brother, right there.
Oh yeah. Oh, where's your drink card?
Oh good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, who's paying for the drinks though? Oh, I'm not paying for the drinks. You know where I'm at. Yeah.
Where's the pay?
You know me.
Oh man.
I swing easy. It's about hitting it straight. I mean, I'll take it's 200 and low 200s on a good day probably, and straight. I'm good. I'm not, the former Packer receiver, with the long ball. I'm not that. I'm not Bill Schrader. I'm not the long ball guy. I just hit it straight. And then when I'm playing at my own ball all the time, even if I'm on in regulation, it's a 3-putt waiting to happen. Pretty much.
That's okay.
So
that's why I always just keep an extra one in my pocket just in case. Hold on, let me see something real quick. That one's gone.
Oh yeah, I lost it.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. No one has to count any of these mulligans. Let me see something real quick. Let me see what's going on.
You're playing Pro V1s? No, I'm playing whatever I bought at the rubber.
I'm playing whatever ball pops out of my pocket.
Exactly.
No pause.
That's right. We got water. We got water here. Kirkland ball. We're good.
Hold on 1 second. Let's dig in here. Matt, always appreciate it, man. Can't wait to see you on Monday and enjoy the weekend, man. Thanks for the time.
All right. Take care, guys. Have a good one.
That is Matt LePay, Hall of Fame voice of your Wisconsin Badgers, hanging out with us here on No BS. Always a good time chopping it up. Going to be a lot of fun on Monday, raising some money for one of the best institutions in the state of Wisconsin. One of the best things about Wisconsin is Children's Wisconsin and the work that they do, saving countless amounts of lives of kids in the state of Wisconsin, in the southeastern Wisconsin portion of the state.
Incredible.
From the entire state, from around the country that come to Children's Wisconsin to have the kind of life-changing care that's available to us in our backyard. So
just making an incredible impact on multitude of families and children's lives.
And it's the one deal, Armin, and Brian talks so eloquently about it that I don't even want to step on the toes. But when you hear the story and you see Blake running around and you see the emotional pull that it has on everybody in attendance on Monday,
indeed,
it's instant waterworks, and it's the greatest weapon in our state to have that you hope you never need.
Absolutely. You couldn't have said it better.
When it needs to be deployed, it is always one of the best things around. It is the work and the life-changing people over at Children's Wisconsin. So we thank them, and we're excited to raise some money for them coming up on Monday.
You'll be there having a good day, doing good work, Billy. And I'll be back here with Timmy Allen, and it'll be a great time. We'll do the
Talking some Brewers baseball. Talking about maybe winning, I don't know, there were 13 of their last 17 games. I don't know. sweeping the San Diego Padres this weekend? Is that what we're talking about here?
This is the type of streaking we wanted when the summer started. This is what I was talking about.
This is the kind of streaking we were wanting to do.
Yeah, this is it right here.
The other kind of streaking,
I don't know about that.
I'm not even going to do it. Paul Wagner, he is not streaking. Now, maybe the Lake Country Dachshunds are streaking, but he is not personally doing the kind of streaking that Armin Sarian was just talking about there on that side. The Lake Country Dachshunds pitching coach and former Brewer right-hander Paul Wagner stopped by, talk some Brewers baseball with us on the other side. It's No BS with Billy and Armin on the game.
When you order industrial supplies from Packer Fastener, you get real customer service, blazing fast speed, and the kind of accuracy that would make your high school shop teacher proud. Anything you want, anytime you want it, from the Midwest's largest inventory of threaded fasteners and industrial supplies. I'm talking accurate order delivery where the only surprise is a box of Junior Mints. And get advice on the right parts from the people who have been there, done that. That's right, an industrial supply partner who's always in. No ghosting, no back orders, no BS. Order today at PackerFastener.com.
At The Game, we've always been about sports. I love sports. And stuff.
I'm multifaceted.
So recently, we spent a lot of money using a consultant to come up with a new name for our website. After minutes of research, we're excited to announce 97.3 thegame.com is now thegameandstuff.com. Really? That's it. Thegameandstuff.com. Your favorite shows, live, podcasts, cool videos, and more. Thegameandstuff.com. That's it.
This September, our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One is coming back to Las Vegas.
And you can win your way to be there.
Streaming live only on Hulu. Tickets go on sale June 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific through AXS.com. But starting Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Capital One cardholders get first access to tickets and other exclusive offers for 48 hours only, or while pre-sale tickets last. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for more pre-sale details. What's in your wallet? Keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Presented by Capital One.
KB here for CertaPro Painters. When Sue and I started making a list of home improvement projects, painting was near the bottom until I found CertaPro Painters. Now our cedar trim and roofline are sparkling white and our savings account is still intact. A big win for the brands. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. To schedule a free estimate for your home or business, go to CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.com. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show. This weekend only inside the Walworth County Fairgrounds Expo Center. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail. Save thousands. Save big on new hot tubs, spas, and saunas. Also cold tubs. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spa.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show. This weekend only inside the Walworth County Fairgrounds Expo Center. Visit 1-800-SPASale.com.
KB, I feel like Iron Jock should be the official sponsor of Father's Day.
Indeed. The days of getting ugly ties and a number one dad t-shirt are over.
Now through Father's Day, June 15th, take 40% off your entire order with the code Father's Day 40.
You'll even get a free Iron Jock hat if you buy $50 or more.
Is it wrong if I buy Iron Jock for myself this Father's Day?
Not at all. Just use the code Father's Day 40 and say it's from Jet.
Go to ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
Now through June 15th. Happy Father's Day from Iron Jock.
Milwaukee's most listened to sports station and heard on the iHeart app by fans everywhere. 97.3 The Game.
Are you buying or selling? Greg Urchel here from Urchel Real Estate Group, partner of the Drew and KB Show. I've been in the real estate business for over 20 years. I'm a practicing lawyer, so I've seen almost everything there is to see when buying or selling commercial or residential real estate. I've built a trusted team around me to provide our clients with the highest level of service available in this market. We are much more than just a traditional agent. We are Urchel Real Estate Group. Buying or selling? Go to urchelrealestate.com or email me, Greg, at urchel.com. ERCHULL.com.
They say seeing is believing. And when you check out what's waiting for you at American Place Casino, you'll definitely believe you'll love it. From thrilling gaming to top-notch service, we're changing the game. Come play all your favorites like blackjack, craps, roulette, and the latest slots. Catch a game at the sportsbook, enjoy great restaurants, bars, and more. If you're ready for excitement, exceptional service, and an experience you'll never forget, then we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's your captain speaking. To the passenger with the mirror fast soft shoes, smart move.
no way am I letting travel constipation ruin this trip.
Can't blame you. Mirafast works fast, but without the harsh side effects.
Since I'm such a smart traveler, can I move to first class?
No. Close the curtain, girl.
From the makers of Miralax, new Mirafast soft chews work naturally with your body in as little as 30 minutes to give you a comfortable go on the go. Find Mirafast today at your local retailer. Use as directed for occasional constipation. Contains magnesium hydroxide.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
iHeartRadio just gave driving an upgrade with Presets, now on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Your go-to stations, podcasts, and playlists, all just a tap away on your dash. Start your engine, hit play, and drive happy. Free with iHeartRadio on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Coming up Thursday, the Mike Keller Show, noon to 3, on location, TPC, Wisconsin, for the AmFam Championship. We will also talk to Hunter Baumgart. The Brewers have an off day, but they're celebrating, and we put the Packers OTAs to bed. Thursday, the Mike Keller Show at TPC, Wisconsin, on the Game.
Live from the all-new Iron Jock Studios, built by Rima Remodel, this is No BS with Billy and Sarnia.
I've waited for this. I'm so excited.
On the Game.
Looking for something to do with the family? It's DocHounds.com for tickets. As the Lake Country Dockhounds going to be at WBC Park this weekend. Night contests and a matinee Sunday that you are not going to want to miss. And to talk more about it, our friend Paul Wagner of the Lake Country Dockhounds, pitching coach. And you remember him tossing the pill for the Milwaukee Brewers, the Pittsburgh Pirates, and most likely crossing you up and striking you out back in high school. He's Paul Wagner, hanging out with us here on No BS. Wags, as we get this nice long home stretch, is this the moment in time where you sit back and say, I do kind of miss playing cards on the road? Or is it just we soak up the homestand as long as possible?
Yeah, I do miss that gambling aspect. So just to let you know, we're going to keep this on the lowdown. Last night was the first time I made my quiet now under the table payment. Walk-off logger, took a digger, a rounding home plate, took out Badger Claw, and I made 95 on the boys.
I don't really understand. Am I supposed to understand most of that? Like, I was trying to figure out what's going on with that.
So what I do, Armin, is I find out the interns who's running.
Oh,
we got to keep this on the down low. Got to keep this like the sausage race.
For the
so we got to keep this on the down low.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Now I got it.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
because
I steal money.
Yeah.
Then I steal money from the guys, and I'm like, okay, intern cost me $10. You take a wipeout, rounding home plate, knock out Badger Claw. I got the winner. I collect 95 plus. So 105.
So you got
$10 investment. I made $95.
Now I got it. That's pretty impressive.
The Lake Louis Brewing racing cans,
Yeah,
the dash cans is what
Yeah.
you should have known as the walk-off lager, the Badger Club, and the Kiss the Lips. Now, the Kiss the Lips would probably be my favorite one to bet on. I will say that would generally be my pick every single time.
That would be an interesting one
Wags,
to bet on.
I don't know how large these cans are. No pause. If indeed, man, you need a runner. Armin Sarian is looking for an opportunity to get into the Badger Club can and potentially be in the dash cans.
I would love to do that.
These cans are big. Armin, you could probably sleep in it. Like it would be like it'd be like a camper for you. They're
You
big.
think my fat self could get in there?
Billy, me and you couldn't get in there.
There we go. Listen, Wags, you needed honesty. We need friends like that.
Is that advantageous to winning the race? Or do you need, because I'm not necessarily fast. However, I might be able to not like fall.
But what you are is
I can be like
plucky.
Maybe, okay, appreciate you saying that. Maybe, yeah, but sometimes if you're a different body type, you have trouble with some of those costumes. I just wonder if maybe
they are a bit top heavy. They're top heavy. They're hard inside there. You hold these metal rods. It's that spray, like spray styrofoam, and we've actually had guys actually get knocked out like a concussion type of thing.
Oh, that would be me. I'm sure I would do that.
but you could also do those bubble balls. So this is entertainment at WBC Park.
I love it.
It is. It is. It's just like minor league baseball. It's great entertainment for the family, everything, great, exciting baseball. But in between innings, there's always activities, bubble ball, races, spin the bat on your forehead and chug a beer at the end of the line. They have Harley Davidson. Yes, lots of
Billy and I are used to this stuff. We run the entertainment with the Admirals game, so we're used to this type of thing.
I just more want to see you take a digger in the Badger Club game.
I think that would be
all due respect. That needs to happen.
Talk about you want clicks, social media, Hunter. I mean, you would just
what are we trying here? Are you for the team or not? Are you going to get some clicks or not?
We need we guys.
I'm all about engagement farming.
Thank you, Dave. We need we guys.
I'm all about engagement farming. If it works, it works. You know what I mean? We'll take what we get. I'm a team guy. I'm a team guy out here, so I'd do it.
They got an 11 a.m. game in July. July
Okay.
17th. You're running the dash cans during that, and we'll be on the air for it. That'd be fantastic. Wags, as the baseball has heated up here for the Crew, and all of a sudden the bats have completely woken up. Most importantly, with Jackson Chourio and Christian Yelich. Man, when you're on a tear like this, 13 of their last 15, they win 9 of 10. At what point do people start looking around and believing every single day you're just going to find a way to win? Because I think there were many people that anticipated they were going to find a way to win when it looked like Jake Bauers tied the game up with a deep fly ball and Friedel robbed them. Earlier in the year, I mentioned this yesterday, a loss like that on Tuesday night felt like it compounds itself on Wednesday. Is there anything to take from them being able to put that aside and then go beat the brakes off somebody in the Cincinnati Reds on a getaway day game going into an off day?
I think it's really nice. The thing is now Christian Yelich has changed my thought process. I didn't really understand what kind of leader he was in the clubhouse. Obviously on the field, he's an MVP. He's had injuries, but I think these young players are looking at a veteran player who's got a bag full of money, and he's playing hard every day because he loves the game. He's got a bad back.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a broken kneecap a few years ago. There's issues there with the inside fastball. They see how hard he works and how enjoyable the game is, and realizing that once that jersey's taken off your back, you're done. And I think in a weird way, this is the way Christian Yelich is leading. I don't know. I'm not in there with closed door meetings with Pat Murphy and the coaching staff. I don't know if he's the vocal piece of what's happening, but here is a prime example of a veteran leadership who is showing guys by example how to play the game. Good things come to that. Did we think it was coming in earlier? I didn't believe that the Brewers could be 5 above 500 right now. I thought they were going to be right around that 500 mark. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They've found things. You're right. They found things with the bat. Jackson Chourio is going to have more plus days than minus days. They know that DL Hall can throw 50 pitches or go through a lineup one time. Maybe Priester, before he got here, he was a piggyback candidate in Boston in AAA. So he's familiar with that second half, starting after 50 pitches. And now they're realizing what their bullpen arms can do. Nick Mears is a 1-inning guy. Now these things are starting to come to fruition. They're learning the people, they're learning the staff. Everything's coming together. And hey, you never can bet against these Brewers.
No, absolutely. And I think when you talk about Yelich and Chourio, and I think of William Contreras too, those are the 3 guys you felt like needed to hit for this team to be good. Those are the backbone of your offense, and they had kind of all sputtered to start the year. But as one gets going, the other gets going, the other gets going. I feel like they take pressure off each other when they start to get it going. They give confidence to each other, like, I don't have to press. Those guys are hitting now, so I can relax and get to work too. And now the calendar's turned to June. It just seems like, I wonder if that's going to be, for instance, Jackson Chourio's MO is that, as the weather heats up, he heats up, because it happened last year. Looks like it's happening again this year. Those are real things for certain guys, isn't it, Wags?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And you bring up a good point of who is going to rise to the top today, or who's going to rise to the top when San Diego comes into town tomorrow. What's going to happen? Who's going to do it? Riz Hoskins obviously hitting bombs in Philly back at his old school, but now all of a sudden you move to the next day and somebody else does it. Then Yelich does it. Then Chourio goes 4 for 5. Then all of a sudden you get a pitching performance. You know what? That's the thing. There is no Aaron Judge here. There's no Manny Machado or Albert Pujols, or there's no one guy that we lean on, or the Milwaukee Brewers lean on. I'm sorry. And that's the good thing, because all 9 guys realize that, hey, this could be the day that I need to pick up him. I need to pick up them. And that's what they do. And they always seem to just, if it's as simply put, they pass the baton on to the next guy and they pick each other up. And the next thing you do, you look up and you're 9-1 in your last 10 games.
Yeah. And Wags, you mentioned it, of the guys that hit enough bombs. They were batting it around yesterday on the post game meets the Mike Heller show. And Tim Allen was kind of going back and forth of certain players that could, and you'll step into a couple, and sure, Daz Cameron's going to find one here and Isaac Collins will find one there. But the lack of a consistent power threat outside of the Yelich, Churio, and Rhys Hoskins when rolling, is that something that is going to prohibit them from competing in your eyes at the ultimate level? Or can you be more of a sum of your parts and everybody else improves a little bit to make up for that big old gap of like 30 bombs that they're missing from the shortstop position from a year ago?
I mean, surface scratch? No, you can't replace that. But in the clubhouse, you look at it as you're not relying on someone. Like I just said, you're not relying on Willy Adames to come up and knock 35 bombs. You're not doing that. So each guy looks at it, whereas I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to do it today. Where sometimes when you have a power loaded lineup, let's just say you're 3-4, let's just say you're Juan Soto, Alonso, Lindor, maybe the other 6 guys just say, if I don't get it done, don't worry, they will. This Brewer team doesn't seem to have that attitude. They don't look at someone and point a finger and like, hey, you have to do it. It's like they point the finger at themselves and say, I'll do it today. You do it tomorrow, I'll do it today, and you do it the next day. And that's how we continue to win. And then all of a sudden you look back and you're like, wow, we're already into June and look where we are. Yeah, the Cubs are rolling. But if we continue to play consistent baseball like this, the falter's going to come. They're going to stumble. Everybody stumbles in this game. You just want to make sure that you're on the plus when they're on the minus.
Yeah, and the rotation actually is very similar to what we're talking about, the lineup. They've kind of been doing it as a group effort. The group of guys as a group have really been carrying this team, I would say. The pitching's been the strength. And, now you start to throw DL Hall in the mix. How about Freddie's been consistent all year? Chad, Quinn Priester, even Jose Quintana when he's been in there. It's been the same sort of group effort from this rotation. No one, extraordinary stars, but guys that are solid every day. And I think it's been the strength of this team.
Yeah, and now Aaron Savali's back, obviously.
Savali, of course, yeah.
Yep, and Savali, he's a veteran. He's played. So he knows what to do. He knows his role, and he knows what he's capable of doing. He's not trying to do more. And that's what you need. You need guys to understand their role, and that's what takes time. Pitching coach Chris Hook, Pat Murphy, the whole coaching staff has to get everybody understanding what their role is. And sometimes that can be ambiguous, or you can think, hey, what is my role? But no, these guys are realizing what they can do, because you don't try to do more. Usually when you try to do more, it kind of bites you in the ass sometimes. So these guys know where they are. They know what they can do. They know what they're capable of doing. And the coaching staff will come up to them and say, you know what, do that again. Don't try to do it better. Can you repeat that action? I don't care if you swung down, if you had backspin. I don't care if you're pitching and you're throwing a pitch. It's like in baseball, we want you to do it the same. Repeat that action. Don't do it better. Just continue to show me that you can do that repetitively.
Well, and you guys are just hanging right there, one game out of first place of those railroaders. They're going to hit the railroad and hit the skids here coming up soon. Doc Hounds just keep barking, keep chopping wood. Keep playing above 500 baseball, Wags. It's going to be all good at WBC Park. Well, let's work on getting Armin into one of those dash cans. We'll be talking next week, brother. Always appreciate it. Enjoy the homestand.
I might work on that. You know what I might do, Armin, for you? If you come, Armin, really quick, I'll get the 3 cans, and I'll have them make a carbless can for you, and you can ride in a carbless can.
Oh, that's perfect.
There we go. Let's go. I love it.
That's like the wins above replacement of the dash can.
Yes.
See you, Wags. Appreciate it, buddy.
All right, boys. Have a good one.
That is Paul Wagner hanging out with us here on No BS. You wouldn't be able to run in one of those Lake Louis cans. You have to get
why are you saying that?
Dash cans.
Why are you saying that? I think I'd be good at it.
I also appreciated Wags just being honest. Billy, we're not going to fit in that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
That was nice.
But I do need to see you running in one of those things. We do some live play-by-play.
I love it. I mean, I'd like the challenge. I'd be nervous, but I'll try. You know me, I'm a vibes guy.
You are a vibes guy and you're a team guy. You're a we guy, not a me guy. We're a lot of we guys here on this program. That's why we're going to put our heads together and figure out in 25 minutes how we win a parlay of the day at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet big, bet bold, bet above the rest. Game 1 of the NBA Finals dangling out there. Some MLB action as well. Hang around with us. We got an update coming up in 15 minutes. We're back before then on the game.
What has a lake, superb food and drink, and the biggest variety of music on the planet? Yep, it's Summerfest 2025.
Milwaukee's lakefront, cold beer, live music. There's nothing better.
For 3 weekends, June 19th through 21st, June 26th through 28th, and July 3rd through 5th. Thousands of festive souls listen to music from over 600 artists on 9 different stages. Go for the sun, music, food, and to watch the people. Or go to be watched by other people. Check out the schedule and more at summerfest.com.
The big focus in America today is on your health, and you're determined to look beyond pills and steroids and surgery to feel your best, right? I'm talking to the person who's dealing with pain right now. Or maybe it's somebody you love. You've done everything they've told you to do, but that chronic joint pain just continually comes back. You're exhausted, but don't give up. Hey, it's Billy Schmidt for QC Kinetics. They are different. These are not quick fixes. This is a revolutionary treatment that works to give your body long-term relief. You'll meet face-to-face with Dr. Ashley Caravelli and her medical team, and they'll explain how their regenerative treatments take your body's own healing power to help restore and repair that damaged tissue. These are well-respected protocols that include potent and powerful cellular-level treatments. There's no more masking the pain. They're going right at the very source of it, so you can finally say goodbye to that chronic joint pain and live your best life this summer. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Call QC Kinetics at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
Your nose is for breathing. Your mouth is for eating. And if you're breathing through your mouth, it's not because your body wants to. It's because it has to, because your nose isn't working properly. And although you've lived like this, it's no way to live, and it's having a significant impact on your life. I know you know this, and I know that taking action isn't always convenient. But at Advent, we've done all we can to make changing your life for the better as easy as possible. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. With tens of thousands of our patients, a thorough nose and throat evaluation, along with a simple 20-minute in-office procedure called balloon sinuplasty, has opened their nasal passages, allowing them to breathe freely through their nose for good. And there's a good chance this procedure can do the same for you. We'll help you breathe through your nose again, and it will change your life.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
At Catamaran Heating and Air Conditioning, we're gearing up for a summer the Farmer's Almanac says could bring record-breaking heat. If your AC barely made it through last summer, don't wait for the next heat wave. With Catamaran's 5-star financing, a new Carrier AC starts at just $55 a month. And for a limited time, enjoy no payments and no interest for 3 months. Catamaran Heating makes it easy to stay cool. Call Catamaran Heating today or book online at catamaranheating.com.
Your escape, your backyard retreat, your deck. Build it better with Trex from Blifford Lumber. The original composite decking. Trex is famously durable. Comes in a variety of colors, needs no staining, painting, or sealing. And with Blifford Lumber's decking experts, your Trex deck will be the life of your backyard. Build it better, build it local with Trex decking from Blifford Lumber. For a Blifford Lumber nearest you in Milwaukee or in the surrounding areas, visit BliffordLumber.com.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
The Fox 6 weather experts are presented by AdventKnows.com.
Some patchy morning fog to deal with. After that, some sunshine. High today near 78 for the inland areas. Should be in the low 70s lakeside with the northeast wind. Overnight tonight, we'll drop down into the mid-50s, then back to 70s and some sunshine for Friday. I'm Fox 6 Chief Meteorologist Rob Haswell.
This report is sponsored by Erie Insurance.
100 years of making the most out of a million priceless moments. Then, now. always. Erie Insurance.
Follow us on Instagram at 97.3 The Game.
It's the best place to keep up with Milwaukee sports.
Pre-game and post-game videos and plenty of other stuff. Follow us now, 97.3 The Game on Instagram.
This hour at No BS brought to you by Happy Place Hemp and HappyPlaceHemp.com. Everybody relax. Happy Place Hemp is here for all your Delta 8, Delta 9 gummy needs. CBN, CBD gummies, or you're trying to drift into the weekend in a happy state. Well, grab the Drift Seltzer. 3 or more 4-packs gets you free shipping at HappyPlaceHemp.com, and promo code Billy gets 25% off your entire order. So why wait? Go to HappyPlaceHemp.com and check them out today. Get all your hemp-related products right there. Armin Sarian, I got a couple of quick hitters for you here before we hit hour number 3. And I don't know which one you're going to enjoy more. So I know which one you're going to enjoy more. Harrison Phillips. Are you aware? Harrison Phillips entered the NFL in 2018, defensive tackle for the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay, it's sounding familiar.
Big old number 97.
Not Harrison Smith, yeah.
Not Harrison Smith,
Right,
Harrison
right,
Phillips.
right.
The other white defender on
that
the
named
Minnesota
Harrison.
Vikings defense.
Yeah.
Well, he entered the same year as one quarterback, Josh Allen.
Of course, yeah.
This coming from your boy, Kevin Petra at Around the NFL and NFL.com.
Okay.
JJ McCarthy reminds Vikings Harrison Smith of Josh Allen.
Wow. Well, it does remind me of watching the draft that night with you, and every comp was like Richard Sherman. You know, every comp was like the best at their position. Listen, what? I've seen JJ McCarthy play. I don't think Josh Allen is what jumped out at me.
I've commented before on how he came to me the week after his injury to try to learn more about defense, asking those great questions. He really stepped up in the personal power role this year.
Oh, that's where he reminds me.
And I'm constantly seeing him go up to the new guys, to new players, dapping each of them up, sitting on the couches, just having a conversation.
Oh, being a cool dude. That's
last year was off to rehab, off to meetings. He understands that we have to build a family here, and that you can't have unique results without unique relationships.
I see. So he's friendly.
Reminds me of how Josh was when I was with him in Buffalo.
He's friendly. That's how he reminds him of. Not like,
talks to his friends.
Throwing 60-yard ropes in the corner of the end zone type reminding of him.
Hey, you remind me of Christopher Mad Dog Russo, just so you know.
Awesome. Thank you. Wow, what a compliment.
Because when you go in here with takes, you talking to that microphone, you look like Christopher Mad Dog Russo.
I'll take it.
That is awesome stuff. 877-794-1973. Hopefully they think of us as an absolute sharp with a winning parlay of the day next on the game.
Exclusive coverage of your favorite teams. Exclusive videos from your favorite game personalities.
I am a follower.
Content you can't get anywhere else. 97.3 The Game on Instagram.
Drew and KB here with our buddies, Rob and Chris from HappyPlaceHemp.com. You have a wide range of products, each of which has a different effect. How should I go about finding what's right for me?
The easiest thing to do is just try stuff. And like try our sample pack, for example. You can try all 7 varieties of gummies that we currently have. And then you can see which one works best for you, because everyone's unique and everyone has different experiences. But what I tell people to look for THC and CBD ratios. Higher CBD, lower THC concentrations are more for daily use. And then the higher THC type stuff, Delta 9s, Delta 8s, those are going to be more for, the fun factor.
If I drink a can of your seltzer, what will I experience?
I would say the unique thing about the seltzer is you're going to start feeling the effects in maybe 20 minutes to a half an hour where you're not, on the couch, but you just have a really good feeling about it.
Now get 25% off your entire order with the code Drew and KB in-store and online at HappyPlaceHemp.com.
I can see the breath inside my house. This is how horror movies start.
First, the cold seeps in. Next thing you know, you're spooning your cat for warmth.
I tried it. He bit me.
Jason, come on, man. You need a new furnace. Don't you know that Capital is giving away the furnace when you get a new AC?
Giving as in free?
Yeah, but call Capital before this turns into the horror version of Frozen. Call Capital today and get a free furnace with a new AC.
Old-fashioned service you can't go wrong. Call CapitalCares.com.
At Pick and Save, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores, so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Pick and Save, you can always save with our lower prices. Pick and Save has lowered prices across the store on items like coffee, cheese, ice cream, paper towels, and even trash bags. And with Pick and Save's lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
The big focus in America today is on your health, and you're determined to look beyond pills and steroids and surgery to feel your best, right? I'm talking to the person who's dealing with pain right now. Or maybe it's somebody you love. You've done everything they've told you to do, but that chronic joint pain just continually comes back. You're exhausted, but don't give up. Hey, it's Billy Schmidt for QC Kinetics. They are different. These are not quick fixes. This is a revolutionary treatment that works to give your body long-term relief. You'll meet face-to-face with Dr. Ashley Caravelli and her medical team, and they'll explain how their regenerative treatments take your body's own healing power to help restore and repair that damaged tissue. These are well-respected protocols that include potent and powerful cellular-level treatments. There's no more masking the pain. They're going right at the very source of it, so you can finally say goodbye to that chronic joint pain and live your best life this summer. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Call QC Kinetics at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I was pretty hungry and looking at a menu when I named my boat Change Your Tuna. The backup names were Trick or Trout, I Salmonly Swear, and, oh, it gets worse, New Squid on the Block. It wasn't my best day.
Whatever you call your boat, protect it. And start with a quote from Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Do you have over $10,000 in credit card debt? If you're feeling the financial impact with unprecedented economic challenges, DebtBlue is here for you. With DebtBlue's Success Guarantee, you pay nothing unless your debt is reduced or completely resolved.
I'm just living sky high right now. So I'm very thankful for it. And the team at DebtBlue are phenomenal. They're able to work with you. They're great.
Call for your free debt resolution information now. 800-200-6895. 800-200-6895.
This Father's Day, grab great gearhead gifts at Summit Racing. You'll find parts, tools, accessories, apparel, and more. Or give the perfect card, a Summit Racing gift card. Fast shipping, massive inventory, and expert tech advice are a click away at summitracing.com.
Grab the contest rules for 97.3 The Game at thegamemke.com.
#1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. This is WRNW-FM Milwaukee, 97.3 The Game. There is no BS with Screamin' Sicilian Premium Craft Frozen Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screaming is about. Drop it.
He's very knowledgeable, very intelligent guy, very personable guy.
Here's Doug Russell.
All right, it was an off day for the Brewers before they welcome in the Padres for a 3-game weekender. This will be their longest homestand of the season, a 10-day set that also includes the Braves and Cardinals. Yesterday, Jackson Churio, Des Cameron, and Isaac Collins all went deep. Quinn Priester gets the win. The Brewers clobber the Reds 9-1. So they take the series 2 out of 3 games at Great American Ballpark, kind of resetting the standings as most of baseball takes today off. The Cubs, they are 38-23. They lead the division by 4.5 games over the Cardinals. The Brewers 5 games out of first place, so just a half game behind St. Louis.
And you're good now. It's not Flag Day yet, so we're good. You know,
was that the bar?
Well, for me,
we set that.
That's Armin's bar.
But I'm gonna
even though
say
he
this.
has been looking at the standings for the last month and a half.
Okay.
Right, and you said it, and I'll admit it. I say Flag Day when I first look at the standings. I lied. It's not that I lied, but I broke my own rule. I broke my own. I've been looking at the
Every
standings
year,
every day, So it's not just Flag Day that I look at the standings.
It's also Arbor Day. It's Labor Day. It's Memorial Day.
That's the
1st
date
of June
where I really think they start
or July,
to be meaningful.
11th of June,
Well,
June
Star break. Yes.
My point is we have 9 days. We got 9 days until Flag Day, so we can get closer to first place by then, and then I'll be really excited.
Okay.
Because then it's Flag Day, and then we'll be closer to.
I just want to know why you took your Summerfest hat off. You know, like
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. No, I didn't mean to. Sorry.
It's not in on the bid.
No, I wanted to scratch my head and I left it off. Sorry, I'm back up. Yeah. So
Camera's
Flag
not
Day-
working on me today, so that's.
The heck?
Oh,
it's not working. I don't know.
Get in here.
I'll just describe.
Oh, there we go. Oh, there I am.
Come on now.
Doug's wearing the Iron Jock windbreaker.
Well, what I'm wearing is a bib because I've got TV later today. There we go.
That's fair. That's well done, Doug. That's necessary.
We talk about that. That's a great jacket. We talk about Iron Jock and the special day after Father's Day. Obviously, that is a great jacket. I love
My
wearing
favorite
that.
jacket. I love it.
I
And
like
it
wearing
also
it.
repels the coffee that I will inevitably at some point
That you
spill on
will
it
spill
before I get over to the studio.
I feel like a track coach when I'm wearing that thing. I'm outside wearing that thing. It's a little breezy. I feel like a track coach.
Yeah.
You know?
The Spectrum
Totally
Roundtable
do.
with Dennis Krause and Chuck Freeman tonight at 7.
Let's go,
Statewide.
Freems.
That's going to be a banger of a show.
Talking about
You, Chuck, and Dennis. Oh my goodness! Must listen. I must watch. I should say.
Statewide on Spectrum News at 7, rebroadcast at 11. All right, to the ice. Stanley Cup Final Game 1 in Edmonton. The overtime party rages on.
Kicks it back to Bouchard. Back to Nugent Hopkins. McDavid. In front. Scores! Leon Draisaitl. Game 1 hero.
4-3 in overtime. Leon Draisaitl with the game winner at 19:29. So time was ticking away.
And it was that point, Doug, where you're
Right.
watching the game
Mm-hmm.
and you're making that decision to yourself.
All right, am I going to sit through
Am
another
I
intermission?
going to sit through another intermission
Yep.
report? Am I going to listen to Wayno tell us how they're going to score again? And I probably was. I had already dialed in on what snack I was going to make to try to help myself
Really?
stay awake.
I wasn't.
But yeah, I was having the self-confidence.
What was the snack?
I was going to heat up some ribs. I had some,
Ooh,
ribs
okay.
in the fridge.
Nice.
Congrats. Absolutely a winner of a snack.
Yeah, they were gonna
Leftover
get
Bill
news.
Schmidt ribs on the
I like
Traeger.
that. Game 2 is tomorrow night. Love overtime hockey.
That's fantastic.
It's really exciting. I mean, just constant tense action. It could always be the winner. I love it. Every shot.
NBA Finals start tonight between the Pacers and Thunder. Tip-off is set for 7:30. Now comes the portion of the program where I both make Armin smile and angry at the same time.
All right.
So CBSSports.com has listed all 78 NBA Finals series best to worst. Overall competitive. Here are their criteria. Overall competitiveness, great individual performances, memorable moments, and lasting legacy. Those are the 4 criteria.
I have a theory. Number 1.
What is your theory for number 1?
Well, I have two ideas.
Okay.
It's either one of the Lakers Celtics from 84-87 or 98 series with Bulls Jazz because of Jordan shot.
All right, you are correct. It's 84 Lakers
84, yeah.
and Celtics.
I think that's the best finals
Boston
ever.
with the
If you really go back and watch,
So
both
does
finals.
so does
People are saying that,
CBSSports.com. Ranked 78th and dead last.
9 seconds, 118 to 104. Baltimore down big by 14, 8, 7, 6. It's ticking down. Zeller against Webb. 20 for the Zeller 4. 3 off the rim. Zeller gets it back. 2, 1. He hits it. It's over! It's over! The Milwaukee Bucks are champions of the world! The Milwaukee Bucks are the world champions! The Bucks have won it! And the final score, Milwaukee 118, Baltimore 106. The Bucks are the champions of the world!
First of all, the mixed emotions. You're right, because how rare is it to hear that call? Doug has
It's
it.
the first time I've ever heard it.
Thank
Is it
God
really?
for Doug.
It's the first time I've ever heard it.
I've heard a shortened version of that.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
a
don't
little
know-
longer.
I don't know where you get all that, Doug. That is the best.
That's amazing.
Now, for them to call it the worst finals, I mean, it was a boring finals, probably in the sense that it was a sweep.
One of 7 sweeps, I believe, that there have been in the NBA.
But that
Finals.
started
7 or 9.
Kareem's legacy, so I don't understand how that part surprises me.
This is
Because
what they
Boston
write.
got dispatched.
The Bucks capped off a memorable year with a sweep of the Bullets, as it was during the season. Milwaukee was led in the finals by Oscar Robertson and Abdul-Jabbar. For the series, the Hall of Fame duo combined to average 50.5 points 23.5 points, and 12. It says 50.5 points, 23.5 points. That's me not proofreading something because they clearly didn't either. And 12, I'm guessing rebounds.
What makes
and
that
12.6 assists.
What makes that less exciting than 79 finals was the Sonics beating the Bullets. Nobody cares about that. There was no great. I mean, this one at least had Kareem and Oscar.
Sonics don't even have a team anymore.
Well, but I think that's the part of it. I think that was because it was such an open and shut case.
Neither the Baltimore Bullets. So
yeah.
That's fair. I don't know. I mean, in the 79, yeah. Okay. All right. I that's tough for me, but I'm biased.
So you've heard that call.
Because you
so
loved every one of those games.
I love the Bucks. I
before
can't,
I was born.
I
So that's
can't-
how.
I can't say I know anything about any one of the actual games in the 71 finals. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't say I do. Obviously, don't know. They weren't memorable games. The series was we dominated, and Kareem won a title, and Oscar won a title. So
now you've heard that call. Now I don't know if you remember, famously 4 years ago. By the way, the Bucks and the Suns.
I do remember this series.
40th.
Okay.
As capped off. Well, we kind of had to get around. We couldn't use Ted's call because of
Yes.
broadcast rights and things
Certain
like that.
rights and
It's like been
restrictions and things
over
like
50 years for the other one. So,
Listen, if they're going to be upset
So-
about that one, that's
no
that's
one's
fine.
digging
this
into
is so this was my workaround. Hopefully everyone feels the excitement as much as I did.
Booker takes a three. No good.
Yeah.
Tucker with the rebound. The Suns are not gonna foul.
You can feel it.
It's been a 50-year journey. Wisconsin. We've got a room at the top of the world tonight.
Can you feel the
The
excitement?
Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions.
Great call.
It's a great call,
Oh,
Ted.
man.
It's a great call, Robo Ted.
So we were
I think the best part of it is he didn't say NBA champions once again.
Yes.
As much as
the shirts, right?
Yeah,
The shirts.
I don't mean to nitpick it, but when it says like the 2-time NBA champs, I was like, yeah, very factual. Very factual.
Sure.
Not exactly what I was anticipating looking at.
Right. It's like if the Brewers won one day and they were like, and it's finally returned, like, because the Braves won. Like, I get it, but like, it would be a little weird to say that.
Yeah, Milwaukee has a World Series again. Well,
Yeah.
57.
Well, I mean, the Braves and the Brewers are different franchises.
Different franchises,
but
yeah.
the city's the same. So you could say Milwaukee wins. So and then they were 40th, you said, in that ranking list?
40th, yes.
That's probably where they did.
Right in the middle.
I have no
Middle
problem with
pack.
them.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, legendary.
Oh,
performance by him.
I thought you would have absolutely been offended by that.
Well, I thought Giannis's individual performance was one of the best ever in a clinching game. I really do. I still believe that.
If
but-
you put his numbers up against some of the best performances in NBA Finals history, he averages in the top 5 in a couple of different statistics.
Oh,
He has 3 consecutive 40-point games and the 50 to clinch.
especially when you really see and watch that last game over and over and what it took for him, what it took for the Bucks to win. I mean, he took everything on his shoulders. You know, all the free throws he made. He transcended his own game so much just to carry it into that moment. Yeah, I think it deserves to be higher, but I'm okay with that because I understand for people it's Bucks.
Well,
and it's
because all
Milwaukee.
6 of Jordans have to be ahead of there.
They gotta be, Billy. I mean, they have to be. You had Magic versus
Probably
Michael.
all of the top 15.
The funny thing is, I think the 92 finals was one of the more exciting ones that no one talks about, him and Drexler, but
Yeah,
it's
everyone
Portland.
talks about
It's Portland. You know, it's not like Barkley or Magic or the Jazz series when he,
Yeah,
finishes
Vernon
it with
Maxwell
Shaq.
ain't talking about it. I'm not listening.
Listen, the one thing that I'm more excited about than anything else are the talking heads on the FS1s and on the ESPNs saying, is small market basketball, is this good for the NBA finals?
Oh, pardon me, but Jason McIntyre already took the mantle because Cowherd's off this week.
Oh, well, somebody has to for Cowherd because he's going to waive that.
I don't know if you saw this one in which he said, I just am not interested in the NBA finals. It's going to be boring.
What makes it
boring?
What makes it boring? And not,
the two markets that
but
are
it's
playing.
not the Celtics and the Lakers.
He also said
You
that,
got Tyrese Halliburton on one side.
Right, Yep. right.
You got the MVP, SGA, on the other side. You got great role players on both teams. What more do you, Jason McIntyre?
Well, he also wanted to
Fraud.
let everybody know, as I'm trying to find the exact quote, that it's Adam Silver's fault.
And Adam Silver was asked about that too.
Yeah,
and
he
I know
said-
that Adam Silver said, look, my job is to make sure that everyone in America is excited about the NBA finals. And it's got to be more about just the big market teams. It's got to be more about the Knicks because obviously they got further than anyone else. But I mean, what a stupid comment. Anyone who is complaining about this year's NBA finals because it's Oklahoma City and Indiana, forget who's actually playing in the games.
Yeah.
You're an idiot. You shouldn't have this national platform because you're a moron and you're a fraud.
I'm not excited for these NBA finals. I like superstars in the NBA finals, and we don't have that.
What?
Well,
I'm going to bash Adam Silver here. You're the reason we've got this.
No superstars.
No
superstars.
MVP of the league. I did like Vincent Goodwill said, we gotta have people talking about basketball who actually like basketball.
Yeah, who or know about it. And like, listen,
I think that's
the
my
thing
favorite
is,
take.
everyone is allowed to have an opinion, and they're
even dumb ones, even wrong, even factually incorrect ones.
Even incorrect. And those guys are the voices, Billy, for all the fans out there that don't watch it either and want to tell you how bad it is, even though they don't watch it. I don't know how many times people told me how bad the NBA playoff. I'm like, you haven't watched his playoffs. I know that. So how can you have an opinion on it? But you can, and that's fine. I do think Silver, though, kind of stepped in it yesterday when he said it on Breakfast Ball on FS1. If we were going to go into a Super Bowl and it was Packers versus Steelers, you guys would celebrate that, talking about two small markets.
See, I saw how you tweeted that out, and I may debate you on that.
Okay, that's fine, because I think it's a terrible comparison. If you said like Carolina, Jacksonville, okay, because they don't have the legacy the Packers and Steelers have.
If you're just going small market, I mean, that's what I think his comparison was, because if you climb that mountain, obviously you're going to have superstars.
But
Like when the Bucks climbed that mountain, they had to have, superstar and Giannis, Chris Middleton playing at a superstar level, Drew Holiday playing at a superstar level. You need that. You've got superstars this year at Oklahoma City. You got the, SGA's the
MVP.
The MVP of the league, and he's got great role players around him as well.
I'm just saying, comparing Oklahoma City and Indiana as a franchise, the Packers, Steelers, they've transcended their market because they've had legacies of success and history and all that stuff. That's like saying Manchester United is not in London, so it's a small market. Oh, that's the most famous team in the world.
That's a fair comparison.
That's my point. Now, what you're saying is true as well. I think if you're sitting there saying they don't have stars, well, that's just silly. It's just they're not in the uniforms. If SGA was in a Lakers uniform,
oh my God,
SGA was in a Knicks. Yeah, I mean,
Jason McIntyre would love it.
Exactly. So, and you're right, Billy. Those guys just don't they choose to not like the league or like the game or like the sport, and that's what they want to say.
Well, it has been a trendy opinion to say that the league is in a bad place.
Very trendy, and it's been trendy for 10, 15 years.
Correct, Doug. Right. Except that it's not. Except that it's the second most impactful league in the world.
Yeah.
Besides
EPL.
International soccer, right?
Yeah, besides English Premier League.
If I'd call it EPL, or I could I'll just say like Champions League, right?
Okay.
Like the top soccer leagues around, like whichever one you're more into.
La Liga is huge too.
Right. They're all big in their own right, in their own location. But so is the NBA. Like the NBA is the only one that you can walk across different countries in Europe and people will spot an association logo and right away know it.
Yeah.
They probably do with the NFL. I'm not saying that it's not popular because they're playing games there.
Yeah. But as a world's game.
But as a world game,
yes,
basketball is far and away.
I mean, it is by far the most popular sport in the Philippines.
Mhm.
It is by far the most popular sport right now in India.
Mhm.
It's the most popular sport in China. It's one of the most popular sports in Australia.
Yep. You're exactly right, Doug.
Every corner of the globe is touched by NBA basketball, and they do not give a rip if it's Los Angeles or Oklahoma City because they're watching it half a world away.
Correct. And now they've seen it that in a number of the different finals that we've watched over the last 5 to 6 years, the international markets are insane because they got one of their best superstars in it. We talked about it yesterday that the NBA is apparently going to do the World versus USA for the All-Star game. Doug, that could get ugly for us.
Oh, I think Team USA is going to get their ass kicked.
It could get ugly for us.
Which I think Jokic, Giannis playing for the other team.
SGA playing for the other team.
Playing for Canada.
Which I kind of think is what
Might
needs
have to have your
happen.
boy Chet having a big night.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what needs to happen to get the intensity going for this game again.
Anthony Edwards needs to bring all the kids.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know about it. Does he know about him? He pays the check and he's out. I mean, I don't know.
It's a good thing these guys make a lot of money because they had to pay a lot of money.
Oh, he
sometimes.
paid it up front. He said, I'm paying it up front.
I don't know what Zion. He's got his own problems. Zion's got his own
If
problems.
the
Bring his
world
lawyers.
versus Team USA,
Yeah.
Team USA gets its ass handed to it.
Right now,
Doug,
they're not the better team. There's
they're-
no doubt.
Right now, I think the Potawatomi look-ahead line would be like 14.5.
Right, because in an international
state
competition, when you have to play for an individual country, it's like, okay, well, Greece gets Giannis and Canada gets SGA, for example.
Uh-huh.
But if you get to pick from everybody,
A united world against
We
them.
get, you know what? I do like the take we saw in the talk and text line yesterday. I think we might have to get North America. We might have to steal SGA.
I mean, you're going to have to if you're going to be competitive.
Zach Edey for matchups.
We're taking Canada. We're taking Canada. It's the 51st state. 47-45 has already said it might happen. So we're going to take SGA. You're with us now.
Who gets Embiid? And well, I don't know if anyone wants him.
Who wants Embiid? That might be the better question.
Will he even be healthy enough to play?
He'll be throwing up the waiver. I'd like to play for the USA.
Well, we'll take.
Would prefer.
Well, you get Jamal Murray. He might be good for Matt.
Canada one. We get there as well. Yeah, we're going North America. North America.
I'll tell you what, though, man. I mean, you'd get beat up a little bit unless Steph Curry goes nuclear and saves you again. That's the way you can do it.
That's the only way.
Cooper Flagg's going to come in and help
I mean, they really were a Steph Curry generational run in France away from potentially not winning the gold medal this year.
Absolutely. Steph saved the USA, I think, in that sense. That saving may be the wrong word. They might have still won, but he clinched it. He was the one that finished it for USA. So,
and all those 92 Dream Team cups that people are still drinking out of, you can remember just what kind of impact that team had across the world.
Because you're seeing it now.
Yeah. And you think they're playing in Angola?
Angola's in. I don't know anything about Angola, but Angola's in big trouble.
They might not be in as big a trouble now because they might have guys that can actually play.
And let's be honest, the 92 Dream Team was not losing to anybody.
I mean, Cameroon has players now.
Yeah, 100%.
And have had.
Embiid could be. I mean, yeah, and the Dream Team was losing to anybody. But had Yugoslavia not descended into civil war, you might have got because Croatia.
They were still getting clapped.
Listen, it's still a 25-point win for the U.S., but Yugoslavia would have had a squad. That's all I'm saying. Croatia still had a squad in the finals, and they lost.
I did not think we were going to get a Yugoslavia reference on the show.
I think Croatia actually led after the first quarter of the final.
Why don't you dig that up on Basketball Reference, and we're going to let Doug go and do some important stuff.
Larry said Drazen was the one guy that was not afraid of us. Drazen was not afraid.
Bernie Maxwell also said he was stinky.
It smelled. Oh, man, that's one of the funniest things ever. But listen, I'm just saying that the world is caught up in some regards, and if they're united, you're absolutely right. In terms of the world versus the USA,
it's going to have to be North America. I think
you're on to something. Yeah, the texture was on to something. We got to take North America.
They are North America. They will be the betting favorite at Potawatomi that night when it happens.
Big time. Yeah. Talking about the betting favorite, we're going to hit them up here in a matter of moments. Doug, we appreciate it. We'll talk tomorrow.
Thanks, boys.
That is Doug Russell, the Love Muscle, hanging out with us here from the Update Studio here on No BS. And as we mentioned, go and win some money. Let's do it at the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Time now for Billy's Parlay of the Day, brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest.
Parlay of the day did not get up off the ground yesterday, Armin.
No, it did not. No. That wasn't one of those sweaters. That wasn't one of those where we said, man, we should have won.
No, when the Pittsburgh Pirates take a 3-0 lead early in a game, it's probably just not going to be your day. Every dog has its day, and yesterday was the underdog's day in Major League Baseball because the Brewers were an underdog. They won 9-1. The Rockies were an underdog. They won.
Yeah.
The Pirates were an underdog. They won. The Blue Jays were an underdog. They won. We didn't have any of those. We did bet against two of those. The Philadelphia Phillies had a 1-0 lead, and then ultimately the Toronto Blue Jays came back and won in walk-off fashion, and the Pittsburgh Pirates shut out the Houston Astros because they said, wait a second. Oh, if we score, we can win the game.
Yes.
They're going to try to do that when Paul Skeens pitches next time. Probably still won't. Pirates now 23-39. However, they like beating us in the parlay of the day.
They do, unfortunately.
Stinking buckos.
Find a different angle here, Billy.
Well,
you too. I
appreciate you mentioned it that way, Armin, because we are going to find a different angle. We're going to find a whole different sport.
Asian World Cup qualifying today in soccer?
Not what I was thinking.
Good, because I lost that, if you remember, famously on the last minutes when we were there once doing a show.
The Roland Garros.
Roland Garros. You talking about the French Open?
Yeah, not thinking that either.
Roland Garros? Roland.
Okay.
Did you say Roman?
I did.
That's Rome is like it was. Rome is in Italy.
In Italy, correct.
I love tennis, but we're not going there either.
It was more of a joke, Kat. No one cares.
I know.
However,
I get it.
Adam Lefkoe doing a phenomenal job hosting the French Open. I keep seeing everybody posting about it.
Sinner and Djokovic is going to be an amazing match.
Oh, I'll be watching.
This is the only time you're going to get Novak Djokovic as a plus 350 money line dog, and you might be correctly. It might be correct because Sinner is that good right now. So,
and this is clay, right?
Clay courts.
Djokovic can't play on that.
Well, listen, Nadal's retired, so I think anyone can play on clay.
Are you sure?
Isn't Nadal retired for he's not playing? So
I got Armin to second guess his tennis knowledge. That's a win for me already in the parlay of the day. We're starting out with the Oklahoma City Thunder laying 9.5 tonight. Game 1 of the NBA Finals. There's a number of different ways I see this game going.
Okay.
Many of them include the Oklahoma City Thunder beating the absolute brakes off of the Indiana Pacers.
And that's what I'm hoping for because I got the pizza bet with Mike.
Yeah, you do have OKC already in this game.
Yep.
So
props.
Double-digit victory for the Oklahoma City Thunder is not only one leg down on the money on the parlay of the day, but it's feeding us in a pizza bet with Mike Keller, which I appreciate even more.
What do you think about the total? 229.5. I saw it up to 230.5 at one point.
There's I say in the number of different ways I see the game going, Armin. I could see it being a track meet. I could see it being a game in which you just are unable to fully slow down the kind of pace that Oklahoma City does, but then at some point Oklahoma City picks it up and runs them off and say it's 125, 115.
Yeah.
I've also seen a way that Indiana kind of shuts it down and maybe they don't even score 100 points.
Honestly,
I don't love the total.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
But I do like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander having over 8. 8+ is how it is differentiated at the Potawatomi Sportsbook in our parlay of the day. 8+ assists from the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
I wonder if he's going to feel pressure to carry the scoring burden just because it's game one of the finals and he's the guy and the MVP and all that stuff.
I'll tell you my favorite play, if it's just a singular one, though, because I think he's going to have a phenomenal night, is plus 265 for Shai to have a double-double. I think he's looking at 35 and 10 is what he's hoping to be able to have. We only need 8 of those assists from the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and then 2+ threes from Chet Holmgren.
Sounds right.
I think he's going to be stretching the floor as much as possible.
Yeah.
Chet had huge games in the Western Conference Final as well, including 3 20-point games from Chet Holmgren. Jalen Williams numbers, a little too steep for me. I do think Jalen Williams, 1, is the guy that you're anticipating to be a factor in this one.
Correct.
Maybe just absolute. In the regular season matchups, he took Nesmith to church a couple of different times.
Yeah.
However, I love Shai's matchup. I like Chet Holmgren being able to step out on Miles Turner. Give me 2 threes from Chet Holmgren, 8 assists from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and a 10-point victory from the Oklahoma City Thunder. And we are cashing a plus 700 parlay of the day. Potawatomi Sports.
Love the value there. And yeah, the thing about Jalen Williams too, Billy, is he's been a little inconsistent in terms of series performances. He was really good in the conference final.
Yeah.
Before then wasn't as much. I think it depends on matchups. A little bit of a unknown in that sense. So the Chet number to me is a little more reliable. So I like that. Good stuff there.
SGA 8+ assists. Chet knocks down 2 triples, and the Thunder cover 9.5. And we're winners in the parlay of the day at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet big, bet bold, bet above the rest. Go to the Potawatomi Sportsbook to maybe invest on game 1 of the NBA Finals tonight, or just to go and enjoy the best sports bar in the city of Milwaukee, and a great place to catch all of the games, all of the action, whether it's Puck tomorrow night, UFC coming up on Saturday night. Sean O'Malley is going to be fighting coming up on Saturday night. O'Malley is an electric factory. He said he never loses. However, he has lost a couple of times. So very fun to be able to watch one of the most polarizing cats in UFC. O'Malley will be fighting coming up on Saturday night, and they'll have spots available for that at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Go and check it out and enjoy it coming up this weekend. It's no BS on the game. Mentioned this a couple of times.
Yeah.
There was a contract signed by a wide receiver in the National Football League earlier on today, him being Rashad Bateman. You measure up his numbers against a wide receiver that Matt LaFleur said is looking like a, quote, specimen at OTAs.
Okay.
Maybe that contract would be pretty good for one Romeo Doubs. Would you be, how surprised would you be if the Packers extended Romeo Doubs?
I don't know if I'd be surprised, but if they did it right now, I don't know.
Would you? 877-794-1973. We'll discuss it on the other side. That's Armin Sorry, and I'm Billy Schmidt. It's no BS on the game.
What has a lake, superb food and drink, and the biggest variety of music on the planet? Yep, it's Summerfest 2025.
Milwaukee's lakefront, cold beer, live music. There's nothing better.
For 3 weekends, June 19th through 21st, June 26th through 28th, and July 3rd through 5th. Thousands of festive souls listen to music from over 600 artists on 9 different stages. Go for the sun, music, food, and to watch the people, or go to be watched by other people. Check out the schedule and more at summerfest.com.
This September, our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One is coming back to Las Vegas.
And you can win your way to be there.
Streaming live only on Hulu. Tickets go on sale June 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific through AXS.com. But starting Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Capital One cardholders get first access to tickets and other exclusive offers for 48 hours only, or while pre-sale tickets last. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for more pre-sale details. What's in your wallet? Keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Presented by Capital One.
Tired all the time? Do you experience low energy, bad sleep, stubborn weight gain, mental fog? It's not just aging, it could be low testosterone. At Game Day Men's Health, the mission is to help men take back their strength, confidence, and performance. Drew Olson here. For generations, men's health has been a taboo subject. We're guys. We only go to the doctor or clinic if bones are broken or a wound won't stop bleeding. Game Day Men's Health is going to change that outlook. With fast, free T-level testing, you'll know in minutes if low T is the problem. And if it is, the doctor-supervised testosterone therapy gets you back to feeling your best. No waiting rooms, no long appointments, just real results. But they don't stop there. At Game Day Men's Health, they also offer medical weight loss to help shed stubborn fat, ED treatments for performance and confidence, peptide therapy for muscle growth, recovery, and anti-aging. Get back in the game and take back your energy, your strength, and your edge with Game Day Men's Health. Book your free consultation today at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. 4 area locations, GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, it's Armin, and I have to tell you, I could not be happier with our new 97.3 The Game broadcast studio built by Rima Remodel. It's been a game changer, all thanks to the Rima Remodel team. RIEMER Remodel.com.
If you have a snoring problem or sleep apnea, odds are you have blockage in both your throat and your nose. Now, for those who've gone elsewhere and wonder why their issues aren't getting better, this is where the problem lies. Because the true root of your problem very well may be your nose. We believe we'll find that your nose isn't working the way it should. And once we do get your nose working, your CPAP mask can finally work, or you can lose that CPAP mask altogether. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula with Advent, where we offer every effective snoring and sleep apnea solution available, including simple in-office procedures that can get your nose and your throat working properly. It's a simple concept. If you're going to get your best sleep, you have to be able to breathe well. Go to adventknows.com to schedule an appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
KB here. How good was the job CertaPro Painters did on our exterior trim? Well, put it this way. After seeing the job they did on our house, the neighbors up the cul-de-sac had them do their entire exterior, and another friend selling their home had their interior done. 2 more satisfied CertaPro customers. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. To schedule a free estimate for your home or business, go to CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.com. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Do you have over $10,000 in credit card debt? If you're feeling the financial impact with unprecedented economic challenges, DebtBlue is here for you. With DebtBlue's Success Guarantee, you pay nothing unless your debt is reduced or completely resolved.
I'm just living sky high right now. So I'm very thankful for it. And the team at DebtBlue are phenomenal. They're able to work with you. They're great.
Call for your free debt resolution information now. 800-200-6895. 800-200-6895.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Recipients have done the improbable.
This medal is for the man who went down that day.
On Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage, you'll hear about these heroes and what their stories tell us about the nature of bravery. Listen to Medal of Honor on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Medal of Honor and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Like, not love, Iron Jock, and I love that it's the unofficial sponsor of Father's Day. You can make Dad's Day the best one yet now through June 15th. Take 40% off your entire order with code Father's Day 40. That's Father's Day 40. You'll even get a free Iron Jock hat by $50 or more. 40% off with promo code Father's Day 40. That's Father's Day 40. Go to ironjock.com, ironjoc.com, Iron Jock. Throughout the studio here today in the Iron Jock studios, I got the hoodie on. Doug Russell had himself the
jacket
on.
windbreaker. Yeah.
Armin Sarian's got the undershirt on.
I do. Yeah,
I got the Iron Jack shorts.
Dave Gasper's got the Iron Jack shorts on.
One piece of everything here. I love it.
I like that everybody's just dialed in with it, as Iron Jack is the place for dad and ready for Father's Day and ready for a hell of a Father's Day weekend coming up next weekend. Plenty of time for it to make sure that you go and grab that deal and sure you get dad something, because I feel like Mother's Day we are dialed in.
We're dialed in on Mother's Day.
Sure,
Mother's Day is what
Mother's Day
talks
is never
about.
an issue.
It's brunch. It's everything. It's I got a gift for Laura from Lena this year. Oh, that was great. Make sure you don't forget about Father's Day too. We exist too.
This is your first Father's Day,
and I want to feel heard and seen. No, I'm just kidding around. No, but I think we,
it
is
feel
good.
Heard and seen.
No, it's not that dramatic. But it is Father's Day. It's my first one. I almost forgot that I'm actually fathered this year. It's almost weird.
That you're in the club.
It's when it's your first year being a dad, it almost doesn't register because every year for Father's Day you're thinking about your dad and everything like that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wait, that's me.
Now I'm in there.
That meme with that guy smiling and looking around, smiling. Oh wait, I am the father this
Homelander,
year.
yeah.
Homelander, right? Thank you.
Yeah.
Now it's you.
Yeah.
Listen,
now poor Leon just gonna be left out in the
No,
cold.
not forgetting about
Leon.
Leon, of course.
Now then he gets to enjoy it even better, because now he gets to enjoy seeing you as a father enjoy Father's Day, and that's a great moment.
It's a great moment. Do they have Grandparents' Day? They probably should.
I believe that's its own day. Yeah.
That okay. All right. Well, that's cool. Yeah. No, I mean, Father's
Grandparents
Day,
Day,
the Iron Jack
2025, Sunday, September 7th.
Awesome. I like that. And there's no better feeling than checking
There's
something
also
off your list.
Grandparents Day is the same as Grandmother's Day. I just wanted
Same
to that's the same day. Goodness gracious, because
No.
that would not have been good. That'd have been different if they were different.
Oh, sure. But nothing better than checking something off your list, and that Iron Jack deal, check it off your list. There's your gift.
You're gonna miss Grandparents Day. You're working.
I'm working.
Packers play the Lions that day. Are you going to be okay? Are you going to be okay missing that one potentially?
Oh, I'm going to celebrate Grandparents' Day by letting them watch the.
Oh, I like that deal. Look at you. Look at you. That's how we celebrate Grandparents' Day.
This is my
Dropping
gift.
them off.
This is my gift to you.
My gift to you. Right. Now, listen, this would be potentially a gift from the front office for one Romeo Dobbs and company. It would be. However, I think that there's more of a conversation around this than people may think. Armin, Matt LaFleur spoke about how Romeo Dobbs is looking at practice. He looks great out there. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference in his physique. He does look like a specimen out there, but he's done a great job. He's come in, he's just worked, and obviously he played a lot of snaps for us, and he's had a lot of production. So I'm excited about where he's at. Romeo Dobbs, maybe not excited about where his contract is at going into 2024, because he is going into a contract year as a former 4th round selection by the Green Bay Packers. Dude that's got 15 touchdowns in his pro career, played 13 games a year ago, obviously dealt with injuries, and the concussions may be the most notable. He's had 3 concussions, 2 a year ago, as well as a suspension that kept him out of one of the games in 2024. So this is a very loaded question, but it comes up off the heels of Rashad Bateman earlier on today, inking a 3-year, $36 million deal, wide receiver for the Baltimore Ravens, with $20 million guaranteed. Let me just read off these career numbers. In 4 years, Armin, Bateman has 1,900 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 138 grabs. In 3 years, 147 catches, 1,700 yards, and 15 touchdowns.
Oh, wow.
For one Romeo Doubs.
So he's thinking, hey, I'm right there. He's thinking that, right?
He's looking at that number saying, I mean, sure, there's a couple bigger plays in there, a couple 100 yards. What's that amongst friends?
Right.
I should be in that neighborhood.
Well, especially the way he's improved on his receiving success rate, things like that.
And for a second contract, I think that's a pretty fair number right now when you're talking about the kind of contracts and the kind of numbers that people are going for. Now, Bateman's a year last year, statistically, especially yardage wise, better. 45 catches, 756 yards, 9 touchdowns a year ago for Bateman. 46 grabs, 600 yards, 4 TDs for Doubs, including everything else that he had. So I get that there is the looming question as to what happened last year. It seems like that was a one-time, one-off deal. Missing practice, kind of no showing, suspended for a game, conduct detrimental to the team. But back into the good graces, caught touchdowns the next week and was celebrating with everybody.
Absolutely. And that's different than the injury concerns.
The injury concerns are different.
We think.
Bateman has had more like soft tissue injuries.
Yes.
He's been dinged up and probably missed more games in total in his career than Doubs has. So I ask you, Armin Sarian, how surprised would you be if Romeo Doubs got himself a contract extension going into 2025?
I'll say I'd be surprised for this reason. I think he's going to get a contract from somebody. I think it's going to be earned from somebody, a second deal. I just think it might take the open market to do it. Not that unless the Packers decide they want to keep him, because the Packers are in a unique position that this isn't their only guy that they're looking at, right? The Packers had a group of receivers come up together. Now, the Watson thing is now an X factor because of the injury, right?
Because of the injury,
but
very different. You have to think of,
You have Jaden Reed there as well. You also have Dontavian Wicks, who I think still holds a lot of potential, but obviously had the drops issue last year. So you're hoping for more production out of him. The Packers, and we always thought this was going to be the case, they were going to have this choice to make between what receivers do you want to extend and keep in the fold and move forward with, and which ones do you want to let hit the market, because you can't be all of them.
Absolutely.
It can't be all of them. It shouldn't be all of them, right? It wouldn't be smart to have all those guys on those second deals. And that's why you also drafted young guys, Golden and Williams. So I don't think I'd be surprised if the Packers settled on him and Jaden Reed as two guys that are going to get second contracts. I just don't know if I expect it to happen now. Now, maybe that's not good, business to not take care of your guys before their contract year.
Going into the last year where it could be markedly different. Say he goes and has 1,000-yard season this year.
But maybe it's good business in that you motivate him to have that 1,000-yard season.
True.
And you also leave yourself a little more flexible in terms of, the injury concerns, right? You're not like, let's say you sign him and then the injury concerns. So maybe waiting on him is an advantage because you have flexibility to see how he performs. But then there's a risk that he decides at that point, you didn't take care of me. I played well. I'm going to hit the open market. And then both sides are just going to part ways. And you have to be comfortable with that possibility, knowing you at least got a good year out of him and he might not be in the forward, but the fold
going forward. Yeah.
But then the question is, do you want to show them, hey, we're betting on you, we're helping you bet on yourself by giving you the deal now, expecting you to be a consistent, reliable performer for us going forward. That's a tough decision that the front office is going to have to make. I wouldn't be surprised if they just sat in their hands and waited right now.
I'm with you. I think they wait because of what you just outlined. There's too many wild cards, I think, in the scenario to feel like you can make a matter-of-fact statement that Doubs is a part of your future going forward. And I think the injuries are a bigger one than, listen, the off-the-field situation a year ago, to me, that is so buried like it's over.
Right. I think that's
not the problem for me. The problem would be for me, the pair of concussions within a couple of months from each other, on top of now I think that's his third one in the NFL. And that could be a mounting concern because he is a dude that goes up after the football with kind of reckless abandon when you watch, right? Like he's going to high point the ball. He's going to do whatever it takes to be able to come down with the football. And I think that puts you in some less than opportune positions where he puts himself in and has more opportunity to maybe get himself dinged up in that way. And one more, you don't know what that could mean. I hope it doesn't happen. But from a sheer production standpoint on the field, that number wouldn't be a bad one.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, you're talking about the wide receiver position where you're only going to be spending more money if he has himself the year that a contract year generally brings out of players. Like, that number is going to be closer to 17, 18 million a year, I would assume, where right now you could feel like 12 is kind of a bargain with only 20 million guaranteed. He hasn't done enough to be top of the market. Nobody would pay him that way. But when you get to free agency, and you're exactly right on, you have to be comfortable knowing you can lose him in free agency, because you always get paid more when you hit the open market.
Yeah.
Right, like you always get more than people would anticipate when you hit the open market.
Especially if you just had a big year, right?
Somebody's waiting to say, well, you guys also thought Josh Myers was going to get broke off. Well, hey, maybe more than what they were paying here, more than what they were willing to pay here. So you still can get more money on the open market. And I think in general, you always do. I don't know that it's right now. It would be much more. I think that's a fair deal that he would sign if that would be the one. You just copy and paste it with the Packers.
And maybe the Packers see that as great value too, if they project him to go forward. But I think you have to think about Jaden as well.
Jaden Reed is the one that you're going to look at. And
because he makes
Noobs in Sussex already says, I feel like Watson or Dobbs is out. Watson gets a prove it deal. That's also somebody saying that he wants to sign a prove it deal. I mean,
yeah, but
there's a lot more approved in the league, and the numbers are much more consistent with one Christian Watson.
Yeah,
his prove it deal is bigger than whatever that contract was just signed here. We're talking about a guy that doesn't have the same amount of catches, less the touchdowns and less yards than Romeo Dobbs. I don't know people would anticipate that.
Well, except he's coming off the injury, so that's kind of the one X factor. We don't know how he's going to react to it. But in terms of, and I think you got to think about guys who has the potential to make big plays. You know, big plays are important now in this league.
Texter, I don't think the Packers want to give a big deal to a guy that's got several concussions. That's not a big deal,
That's
though.
the thing. That's the thing.
That's the part of it.
Yeah, that's not a huge deal. That's the point you're trying to make, I think.
A position group in which the highest end is making in the 30 million variety, 30 million for 3 years is not a big deal. That's pretty fair market for somebody who's going to be a contributor for you. And do you think he can outperform it? I don't know. 877-794-1973. I just believe that he is going to, if Jordan Love is interested in it and wants to force feed it, maybe there becomes more of a conversation. But I've always thought either Watson or Dobbs was going to be brought in for a second contract. With that injury, I think Dobbs has a better chance, and that contract right there might be what you're looking at. 877-794-1973. We'll talk about that, amongst other things, when Mike Heller joins us coming up on the other side. He's across the street from his home park for a heck of an outing and a heck of a golf invitational that is happening in the state of Wisconsin. We talked a lot about the U.S. Women's Open a week ago. This one, very, very impactful for the Madison area. It's got a new home. It's even closer for Mike Heller home game. We'll talk about that coming up with Mike after the top of the hour. We're back before then on No BS. That's Armin Sari, and I'm Billy Schmid. Stay wide on the game.
Always cool, and the boss don't mind sometimes if you're at the booth, at the car wash.
The big focus in America today is on your health, and you're determined to look beyond pills and steroids and surgery to feel your best, right? I'm talking to the person who's dealing with pain right now. Or maybe it's somebody you love. You've done everything they've told you to do, but that chronic joint pain just continually comes back. You're exhausted, but don't give up. Hey, it's Billy Schmid for QC Kinetics. They are different. These are not quick fixes. This is a revolutionary treatment that works to give your body long-term relief. You'll meet face-to-face with Dr. Ashley Caravelli and her medical team, and they'll explain how their regenerative treatments take your body's own healing power to help restore and repair that damaged tissue. These are well-respected protocols that include potent and powerful cellular-level treatments. There's no more masking the pain. They're going right at the very source of it, so you can finally say goodbye to that chronic joint pain and live your best life this summer. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Call QC Kinetics at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
It's the Buy Now, Save Now event happening right now at all Russ Darrow locations across Wisconsin. Why wait? With pre-tariff inventory, now is the time to lock in incredible savings before prices go up. Enjoy the lowest cost of vehicle ownership in years, with more for your trade, lower monthly payments, and unbeatable interest rates available. Whether you're shopping for a rugged Jeep, a sporty Mazda or Honda, a fuel-efficient Kia, a family-friendly Toyota, or a certified pre-owned gem of any kind, they've got you covered. hundreds of vehicles ready to drive home today. Visit rustero.com to browse their full selection, get a value on your trade, and even get pre-approved. All online. Buy now, save now, and drive with confidence, knowing you're getting the best deal around. Only at Rustero.
Bet Online is the world's #1 source for all your sports wagering information. We keep the dog days of summer rolling with the largest selection of odds on everything, with all the latest news and lines on basketball and hockey finals to cage fighting and boxing. Bet Online remains the best online source for all your sports wagering info. In between games, head over to the Bet Online Casino with all the top Vegas-style games. Bet Online. The game starts here.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
111 East Kilbourne, Milwaukee. CordellCordell.com.
I can see the breath inside my house. This is how horror movies start.
First, the cold seeps in. Next thing you know, you're spooning your cat for warmth.
I tried it. He bit me.
Jason, come on, man. You need a new furnace. Don't you know that Capital is giving away the furnace when you get a new AC?
Giving as in free?
Yeah, but call Capital before this turns into the horror version of Frozen. Call Capital today and get a free furnace with a new AC.
Old-fashioned service you can't move on. Call CapitalCares.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Do you have over $10,000 in credit card debt? If you're feeling the financial impact with unprecedented economic challenges, DebtBlue is here for you. With DebtBlue's Success Guarantee, you pay nothing unless your debt is reduced or completely resolved.
I'm just living sky high right now. So I'm very thankful for it. And the team at DebtBlue are phenomenal. They're able to work with you. They're great.
Call for your free debt resolution information now. 800-200-6895. 800-200-6895.
The Fox 6 weather experts are presented by AdventKnows.com.
Some patchy morning fog to deal with. After that, some sunshine. High today near 78 for the inland areas. Should be in the low 70s lakeside with the northeast wind. Overnight tonight, we'll drop down into the mid-50s, then back to 70s and some sunshine for Friday. I'm Fox 6 Chief Meteorologist Rob Haswell.
This report is sponsored by Payday. Hardworking people need a hardworking candy bar. Packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel, Payday is definitely working hard for you. So grab one now to power you through the day. Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Get to it.
Hey, what's all the commotion? Milwaukee's FM home for sports and stuff. 97.3 The Game.
And that would make us #1 in our market.
Welcome back. It's No BS on the Game. Billy and Sarian with you, boogieing it on down on a beautiful Thursday in the good land. NBA Finals start up tonight. Armin Sarian is Allen Iverson's record, 48 points in an NBA Finals debut, going to be in jeopardy here tonight as the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, takes to the floor for the first time in the NBA Finals.
48 points against a great team. And that wasn't an era where you were scoring 48 points a lot. That makes
No,
it pretty
48
impressive.
was a different beast in the 01 Finals, yes.
And that was a great Lakers team. That's the only game they won in that series. But I was salty because I thought the Bucks should be there. It's in jeopardy. I could see Shai going off for 48. I'm not saying it's likely. It's still a long shot. But, man, it's possibly in jeopardy, I'd say. It's not out of the realm of possibility. He's the type of player that can go off and do that.
At the Potawatomi Sportsbook, 40 plus is the highest they offer at plus 235 for Shai Gilgeous Alexander.
Oh, man, that should be higher, shouldn't it? I've got plus 300 plus,
Well, I mean, his over-under is at 33.5.
Yeah,
So
no, he should fill it up. Yeah, it's in jeopardy, but it's not in like jeopardy in that I think it's likely. But man,
certain institutions have it at 13-1.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I could see that.
That step over is still one of the most iconic photos in all of basketball.
Probably one of the best moments you could ever have in a finals after getting beat the next 4 games.
Yes.
Right? Like that memory, that image
100%
is still there. Is a great moment in NBA Finals history for a team that lost 4-1.
House of Corrections is right. I mentioned 4 40-point games for Giannis in the 2021 finals. 3 40-point games if you include the 50-point clincher. He had game 2 and 3. He went 42 and then 41. I mean, just
epic run. Man.
What a pedestrian game in game 4 where he just went off for 26, 14, and 8. I mean, barely shows up outside of those 3 steals and 2 blocks.
Workman like
sun block against Aiden, which completely flips the series.
Oh, that was a great game. I was at that one. Remember hitting Pat, hit some big threes. I remember, obviously the sun block, Chris. Oh, geez. For a while, it seemed like it wasn't in the cards for us that night. It really did.
No, that was a game that you were continually battling back.
Continually.
And not feeling confident much at all
Chris had a nice
until
game.
It was finally over.
Yeah, Chris had a big game. He really hit some big shots for the offense carried. It was really great memories, man.
What are you expecting? I know you want it to be Oklahoma City in 3.
No, I expect them to win this series. You mean for the series or
for
just
the series for tonight? I know you got a pizza bet on Oklahoma City covering the 10 tonight.
I'd like to take them in 6 in terms of, I think it's more likely for them to win in 5, to be honest. I think
that's the trendiest pick is Oklahoma City in 5. I'll be honest, that's what I have invested at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. I don't know where Indiana's win comes.
They're the better team, but I think I think it comes in game 3. I think it comes in their house in Indiana, and maybe it's game 4. I know they haven't always won game 3 in the series, but
they have not won a game 3 in the postseason. I don't believe
it won't be easy to. Let's put it this way: it won't be easy to beat them on the road every game. Like, they're going to win one of those home games, I believe. Whether or not they can stretch it to 6, and then that's the interesting part. So we'll see. But
and it's too, when you're playing at home, it can also be a different beast of the packet-in factor. If it's a 3-0 series, that final game, they're going to want to try to win 1 at home. Robert and Franklin said, I think if the Packers are smart, they'd sign Dobbs, let Watson walk. Our friend Curtin Grafton said Siakam, most consistent player, over 18.5.
I like that. He was the MVP.
Did I let you drop in as a winner right there?
The Larry Bird Trophy winner.
Halliburton still waiting and walking up for that trophy,
like me at the spelling bee, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was you at the homecoming court announcement after you won.
Yeah, he actually did win.
Oh no, homecoming he's talking about. Yeah, no, I lost homecoming to my good buddy Vince Zamora. He deserved it.
He did deserve it, just like Pascal Siakam deserved it.
Yeah.
Look at you. You and Tyrese Halliburton got something in common. Great work here today, Dave Gasper. Phenomenal job spinning stacks of wax from way back. I mean, fantastic tunes Dave Gasper's been spinning all day long because we've been trying to boogie on down and enjoy a fantastic Thursday with you, pouring them up and knocking them back on Thirsty Thursday. We'll do that with our friend Mike Heller. On the other side, we'll hand it off to the Mike Heller Show after this. For Armin Sari and I'm Billy Schmidt, it's been No BS. Statewide on the game. Don't go anywhere.